So, been watching Fear Factor like all weekend, dude. All
Joe
weekend.
Rogan's
It,
first big success was this after the news
no,
radio,
no.
sports radio.
News radio was first. Um,
I feel like this is when he became real known, though.
yeah, no, like only person that watched news radio that I knew was Mario, and Mario raved about it. He was like, "Yo, it's so good, it's so funny." I've never watched an episode of it. Not that I didn't think it was. I just don't really watch sitcoms like that unless it's Al Bundy. Otherwise, I'm not really into that type of programming. But yeah, Fear Factor is what I know him from, and it's like there's always that joke. It's like because Joe Rogan, he's a Taekwondo black belt national champion. You know, while he was on Fear Factor, he was at least a purple belt in jiu-jitsu, maybe a brown belt. It's like, dude, there was one episode he had to hem a dude up. It's like, yo, how would you feel you got your ass whipped by the Fear Factor guy? But then you realize the Fear Factor guy can kill people. Then it doesn't seem so bad. And maybe that's the real fear, being stuck in a cage with him.
It's wild seeing him with hair now.
Yeah.
I mean, he didn't have much then, but I didn't realize it was so thin back then.
So on news radio, I've seen like, pictures from it. He had a lovely head of hair. Like, well, even early on,
Italian.
even early in Fear Factor, he had a pretty decent amount of hair, and then yeah, you can see the end is near. It's like his hair was giving up. His hair was like, "Fuck this guy."
Yeah, that's when you got to keep it that short. It's because the longer it gets, the more thin it looks.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, I'm out. The hair was just like, yeah, we got other places to
He
be.
got a good head though. To me, when he shaved his head completely, it always reminded me of Kurt Angle with the shaved head. They have like a similar head
So
and big neck.
the Kurt Angle shit was funny too because they wrote it into one of the matches. It was like hair versus hair match. I don't remember who it was against. I know Jeff Jarrett had to go against fucking X Pac from DX, and they shaved Jeff Jarrett's head. And fucking Vince McMahon had a hair versus hair match with Donald Trump. Bobby Lashley versus the fucking Samoan guy who died a couple years back. It was like, and Bobby Lashley won. It was Trump's guy. I wonder how Bobby Lashley feels now about Trump. I don't know. I mean, does Trump really hate black people? I don't know.
I think so.
I don't think he really likes them. I don't know if he hates them.
Well, I think he likes him in a different way. Like they can work for him.
Like, yeah, you guys are good workers. The fuck that's supposed to mean? Speaking of Trump, he's in the news again. Looks like he got raided.
Yeah, I mean, I think they knew what he took already.
Yeah, apparently they're saying like the classified documents that he took. They're like they're so classified we can't even say. I was like, is it that or is it just you don't really know? you knew he took some shit.
Yeah, so it's wild. Like, what is he taking him for? So I mean, to me, if he's taking him, he must be selling them.
Yeah, that's what they're saying. They're like talking about this borders espionage and potentially trying to sell them. It's like, damn, dude.
Apparently, Clinton sold like top secret missile stuff.
Are we not shocked?
So it's just like, damn, no matter who it is, whatever side, they're all doing it for themselves.
Everybody, yeah. None of the fucking politicians give a fuck, yo. None of the ones that make it to the top. None, they don't give a good goddamn. They're just like, give me their money, 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 money.
Joe's not sure he's even president some days, I think. It's a surprise to him.
I
He's
know
like,
he doesn't know he's president.
Did you see him the other day? Someone, they did the round of handshake to him, went to the next person, then came back to the center. Biden had his hand out again. He had forgotten he already did the handshake. And then, so Biden thought he was left hanging, not realizing he was the first one. He was holding his hand like, okay, all right. That 10-second memory.
Dude, we are doomed.
Our president's a goldfish.
Like, we are fucking doomed. Yeah, I don't know. All that shit is kind of goofy to me. Like, the fucked up thing is the FBI, I guess, head of the FBI that, came in storming in was the dude that Trump appointed or some shit. It's like, damn, dude.
We'll see if anything actually happens. They'll be like, oh, he took this, and then nothing happens.
So, yeah, that's the thing. It's like they're making it sound like this is a huge, huge deal. And it's like...
I wonder how his
Yeah.
supporters will spin this one.
Oh, you haven't heard? They want to defund the FBI. Like, meanwhile, it's like, okay, so why do you want to defund the FBI? Well, because it's a witch hunt. They're wrongfully accusing him of something. They're targeting him. Okay. All
Well,
right.
at least they got the opportunity to buy the upgraded MAGA hat.
Dude, that post with all the MAGA stuff, yo. I showed
I told you the Trump card. That's real wild. You pay for a card that doesn't do anything.
I showed that clip to Sarah, and she was like, "Are you serious?" Like, I want some of that merchandise. I don't want to pay for it, but I want some of that merchandise just to say I have it. Like, but it's gonna be confusing to people when they come in here because they're like, "Yo, are you a Trump supporter?" It's like, not at all. But this shit is hilarious. All this gear is
Yeah, I
hilarious.
mean, it's funny too. One of the things the supporters like to throw out there is how he didn't take his salary. I bet he made a lot more than that in the hat sales.
Yeah, it's like,
Definitely his card.
well, it's the thing is like, well, he didn't take the presidential salary. It's like, okay, good for him. It
But
doesn't make him a good person.
yeah, that's also like a billionaire doing like
Yeah.
you want your 20,000? Nah, keep it.
Nah, it's good. Just donate it to charity. Oh, okay. Yeah.
You're so noble.
Donate it to QAnon. Um, I don't know. It's like, again, his, trying to crack down on traffickers, those people. Good. That's awesome. Um, I'd be lying if I said, I knew the ins and outs of what he did as a president and what he didn't do. All I know is, fucking guy, it's like when there's a crisis, he's nowhere to be found. It's not even him that I have a problem with as president. It's the fucking knuckleheads around the corner. But so there's this big ass, like, fucking wild ass house around the corner. They got this they got this big ass tree in the front yard, which I'm not gonna tell you what that tree looks like to me, but they got a big ass Trump flag hanging from it. So you can imagine what I probably think that tree was probably used for about 100 years ago. Uh,
I mean, that's what it's turned into, whether you think he is racist or not. His supporters mostly are.
yeah, yeah, and the whole idea, like, you know the white Christian nationalists, it's like we're marginalized. It's like, not really, dude. Like, in the media, maybe, but you go around, there are a lot of white people. Like, so Sarah and I, we were having a heart to heart. We'll talk about her friend's son, and her friend is worried about her son who is white because she was like, I'm worried about him, like, being marginalized as a straight white male. Well, we don't know that he's straight, so slow down. Number one. Number two, like, and when Sarah said that, I was like, does she not want him to feel, I don't know, like he can't drive at night in a car without the police pulling him over for no reason? Or maybe, you know, they might follow him around in the supermarket, when he's just there to buy some ice cream, shit like that. Like, fuck off. He's fine. He'll be fine. My whole thing is, like, you're a white dude. I assume you're straight. And you're here in America. I don't see you having too many problems. But you know what else you are? A nice guy. Just be a fucking good person. And nobody's gonna fuck with you. Don't run around fucking, saying racist shit. Maybe you won't have a hard time.
I did get picked on from when I would have my old cars,
So, yeah.
but I kind of understood it because I was able to also be like, yeah, it looked pretty shady driving this 79 Malibu at 2 in the morning
Mm,
with power nothing.
yeah. I mean,
There were some gangster looking cars. We had a friend that had the like the 60s Cadillac. That shit looked wild.
the thing is, too, though, it's like, even with that, it's like, yeah, that's, and it's because of the car. You know, it's like, hey, this
The
white kid
time,
in
I
his
think,
car.
the car and the time of night.
Yeah, it's like, let's go ahead and get this guy. He's up to no good.
And that's when, yeah, I think that was standard routine though, like pulling people over 2 in the morning just to see,
Yeah.
like, catch something. And then most of the time, I mean, well, every time they pretty much would be like, okay, you're good to go.
Well, I don't know. It's just like I've only been randomly pulled over, like with no reason that I'm aware of, twice, and both times everything was fine. I didn't have an issue. I've never had an issue that I can recall with the police. But Sarah says that um, there was a time when we were in Severn. Apparently, like there was an issue, but I don't remember it. Might have been drunk going to work. I don't know.
I did get pulled over one time and handcuffed because the scar above my eye. They told, which again, now that people record everything, I had no idea. I could have been like, "What'd you pull me over for?" Because he didn't pull me over for any reason. But when they handcuffed me, they said that I matched the description of someone he was looking for, and I was like, once he said that, because he called out the scar above my eye, which isn't that noticeable unless you're looking closely.
Yeah.
And I was, how could you see that from another car? Like that's impossible.
Did I send you? I don't think I sent you the video of the one guy sitting in the park with a Pepsi, and the cops came up to him. I believe it was a white kid. They walk up to him and they're harassing him. I was like, well, you know, what you got in the can? Like, it's a soda. Well, how do we know that's a soda? It was like, well, why are you approaching me about it? It's just, you have a can, looks suspicious. It was like, well, it's a soda can. You're not messing with anybody else with soda cans out here. You're just messing with me. And there's like a collage of these videos. I think there's like 3 of them, or a compilation of these videos. I was like, huh, like, but let's defund the FBI. I don't think we should fund the police at all. I'm not on board with that either.
Yeah, man. If you see
Like,
what's going on in some of the cities, you want to defund them. It's just gonna get real wild.
yeah, well, it's like I hear people saying, well, the police, they don't serve any purpose. It's like, okay, I guess. I mean, what neighborhood do you live in? Because I don't know. I mean, I know when we first moved here, actually up until recently, I think it's been a year now, but the sheriff has knocked on our door looking for someone at least 3 times. Fortunately, it was Sarah who answered, not me. But they were looking for someone, and she was like, "No, we bought this house. That person doesn't live here." They came back another time, like several months later, same deal. Came back again, like a year later, same deal. It's like, yo, like, all right. Like, then my wonder is like, well, what if I answered the door? I mean, I imagine it wouldn't be an issue because, again, I feel like we're pretty polite demeanor for the most part.
Well, the time I did get handcuffed too, they were when they asked for my license. Another thing for his reasoning was that it said my height was 5'10", and he was like, "You're clearly above 5'10". If I am over 5'10", it's 5'11". So I'm definitely not 6 foot. So we're not talking major difference. I was like, clearly this isn't you. But I remember thinking in my head that day, I was like, how else can you prove who you are if your license is being told by the cops it's fake? So I was like, damn, am I really going to have to like wait for my parents to come bring some documents?
And even with that, though,
What a hassle.
It's like still like, okay, like we went through all this for what?
Yeah, and what ended up letting him go was because he got more of a description, and the person he's looking for has tattoos on his hands, which I don't have any. So immediately, oh yeah, I just put it because your car matched the description. You have the scar above your eye. I'm like,
Yeah,
and back then it didn't even occur to me to ask what, the scar above my eye? Like what? How did you see that?
yeah. Anytime that I've been pulled over, I've never it's never been anything to me to say, why are you pulling me over? Well, because most times when I've been pulled over, they'll say, "Do you know why I pulled you over?" And most times I say, "I have no idea." Well, actually, all times I say I have no idea, and then they'll tell me, except for when I first got the Honda Civic, the hatchback. I got pulled over, young kid. I don't recall them asking me if I know why they pulled me over, but it was me, car full of other black folks. You know, they asked to search the vehicle. I say, go right ahead. I ain't got nothing to hide. Ooh, excuse me. Searched everybody in the vehicle. We are all good. It's like, okay. And I remember the female officer, when, you know, it was all done, you know, they went through my backpack. This is when I had like mad supplements and like CDs and
Yeah,
backpacks.
that used to worry me sometimes. I'd be like, man, if I get pulled over, like the supplements I had, like they're gonna think it's something else.
So back in this time, I remember the officer. She goes, "Nope, he's got nothing on him. It's just a kid with a bag of CDs and vitamins." I was like, and I'm trying to think because I don't remember what supplements would have been. Like, well, I remember had like creatine, shit like that.
Sometimes the creatine are in pill form.
I,
Mostly it's the powder.
yeah, I just had the powder. I know that, but I know I had some pills in there. I just couldn't tell you what they were.
The creatine capsules are huge. I don't like
definitely.
swallowing those big ones.
Yeah, dude, I hate swallowing the big ones.
Creatine works in
That
terms
was
of
gay
like
shit.
getting more. Like you do like 2-3 more reps of everything with creatine as opposed to without. And you'll put on some weight though right away. Like if you're trying to lose weight, you'll be concerned, but it's water weight.
Yeah, it's that water weight. Oh yeah, I saw this episode earlier. It's the X's and shit.
See,
So-
the fear factor by see, I couldn't do the food stuff at all.
So
No chance.
okay, so that's why I wanted to ask you.
I think I could do everything else.
Fear factor. Let's say what would be the one thing that would stop you? Give me.
Man, the cow penises, I think they did something like that
I
one
think they
time.
had deer penis.
Well, either way, that I'm sure they did balut, which is the
Yes,
Filipino thing,
yeah.
the half fertilized egg.
Yeah.
I don't think I could swallow it. Like I'd throw up.
Yeah, they did that shit on Road Rules once. That's how
How
I
much
even
money
know
are they
about that.
getting?
I
know.
don't remember.
If it's tens of thousands, I don't know.
It was
I think I might at that time I might reconsider. That's a lot of money.
Yeah, it was up there in the at least five figures. At least five figures.
So
Um,
I say that I wouldn't do it, but then I do think if I was there and I'm thinking $10,000 on because they do the maggots. That is, I don't know.
so in the later seasons,
The bugs.
they were doing the Capital One like Fear Factor at your home. So they would just randomly show up to a house, quote unquote. And then the one that I did like really pay attention to. First off, you didn't randomly show up to these motherfuckers' house because the whole family was at the front door when you knocked. Joe Rogan, relax. So they made them ground up earthworms and drink them for a $5,000 Capital One credit card. And I was like, okay. And I looked at Sarah, I was like, and she's already like dry heaving watching it. I was like, what amount of money would they have to give you to ground up earthworms and eat them or drink them?
5,000. 5,000 might be a good number. I
See,
would want more, but I feel like, damn, there's a lot you can do with 5,000.
there is.
I'm gonna probably throw up as soon as I do it.
So
Is there a rule that you can't throw up?
So
I don't think I
on
can
the
prevent
show
myself from that.
initially you couldn't throw up. You had to wait until after the challenge was over. For the little excerpts that they were doing, these were just like little.
Yeah, I don't know if I could get it down.
So I started
I'd
laughing
try.
because it was an entire family. So it was a mother, father. I think it was like two sons and maybe three
Even
daughters.
this is gross.
And when they were looking at the worms and they ground it up, I looked at Sarah. I was like, "Yo, you saw the one brother look at the sister and give her that look like you've had worse in your mouth. You're the one to do it." Sure enough, the sister did it with no problem. So she dirty. She be out there in the streets getting it. If I had to ground up worms and
I feel like
drink them,
the fact that it's ground up is easier.
I feel like it might be worse.
I don't know.
'cause
I don't
it's
want to
chunky.
eat them live though. Moving
I
around.
would just swallow straight down.
Like spaghetti noodles.
Yes, absolutely.
But what about those maggots?
Because-
I've seen them do that.
Because you ground them up, now you've got chunks.
The maggots.
And then you think about it, the shit gets stuck like behind your cheek and shit like that.
The grasshoppers.
I couldn't do that. But if I had to take an amount of money to do it, I think Sarah said she was looking for like huge numbers. I was like, look, 50,000 might be my number. Maybe. I don't know. I might get a little greedy. I might want 75. I want to be weird.
That's what I want. But if right now someone's like, "I'll give you $5,000 in cash right now to drink this morning," that'd be tough
Like
to.
in cash, right there on the
Yeah.
spot. That's a little different. That's a little different. I got to make sure all the bills are real too. Like I want to know that these bills are legit. If so,
I
I
think
don't know.
5,000 is a good number. A
Fear
thousand, I'd kind of be like,
may
nah.
not be a factor for me in that moment. I don't know. It depends, dude. You know what? If it's on the
Nice
spot,
little bonus. Yeah.
if it's on the spot, I would say let's go, let's do it. But then the question is, like you said, can I throw up right away? And how much of it do I have to drink? Because this was like a fucking wine glass full that they had to take down. Like I said, the sister, she took it like a champ. The mom looked like she struggled a little bit, so I'm wondering about mom and dad's relationship. And the dad, he took one sip and immediately was like, "Nope." He handed that shit right off. So we know dad ain't into it.
Yeah, if the rule though is no throwing up, I think
Well,
I don't.
you have to be able to throw up at some point.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of
I
how
don't
long.
know. I know my gag reflex is gonna be bad.
Yeah, I struggled to brush my fucking tongue. So yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know.
I want to see Joe do some of those.
So I've seen him eat a cockroach before on here.
Oof.
And it was like no hesitation. He picked it up and just it was still alive. He chomped that son of a bitch and swallowed it down. I was like, "You son of a bitch." This was before the podcast days, and we got to listen to this dude all the time. So
Is this pig feet or something? That's
I don't even know
gross,
what they're putting in their mouth.
This is a dumb challenge. Spinning on a thing.
Like, oh, and I think this is the same episode
Oh,
where
they have the testicle things too. That would be a rough one.
see, I think what makes these things bad is that they're boiled. Because a lot of these are cuisines and a lot of them are usually fried. So these joints are just boiled, which I think makes it worse. Like if it's fried, I might not have an issue. But nah, you give me that boiled shit, nah, son.
I think I could do or attempt. I don't know if I'd finish a lot of the other challenges though.
Well, either way, like I said, for $5,000, Stevie, fear is not a factor for you.
Yeah. So you want to give him 5,000?
I,
I'd like to somehow find a challenge like, we're gonna pay you to eat the hottest food.
So no,
I'm gonna
they
go
they,
along with
they
it.
did have that episode earlier. So they're taking the ghost pepper. They're taking shots of the ghost pepper like blended up, and then however many shots you took, you got to throw that many flares. At it was basically beer pong. At a oil drum, and make the explosion happen. And I was sitting there thinking like, dude, Steve, this is your challenge right
what
here.
the hell?
This is for you. Just drink to some bitches.
It's my damn calling.
And then on top of that, beer pong in it. Well, they're not set up like the diamond or the triangle, but it's three barrels in the back, 3 barrels in the front. So
I was thinking, by the way, because I'm about to move, so I think next weekend is the last full weekend. Well, I had the apartment for another weekend, or the townhouse we're at. So I was like, probably getting the moving truck Wednesday. I have the townhouse for the weekend till Monday. I was like, we should have like a beer pong Olympics in like every floor where the house is just completely empty. Empty beer pong house.
I mean, I guess
Probably wouldn't be that fun. People are like, we in a crack house?
I'm just that too. I'm really just there to drink.
Let's rate this one.
Yeah,
We
let's
got a
go ahead.
unique name.
I guess we both shouldn't drink at the same time. Long awkward silence.
That's how the people know. I'm giving this a good review or honest review. I don't know who came up with this name because the names today are wild, and they're all like pretty well known, highly rated beers. But this one's called Space Cake Double IPA, and it's by Clown Shoes. I don't think it has anything to do with cake, space, nothing. It's basically typical IPA. citrusy mosaic hops, and immaculate West Coast style malt backbone. So I think it tastes like a very normal IPA, not too juicy like some are. I tend to like the hazy juicy. This was a little hazy looking, but it was more bitter than sweet. But it was good.
Yeah, it was
I wish it
decent.
was a tad colder. But it is a 9%er, and I sometimes the non-sweet ones, those are the ones you can drink more of. To me,
You know what's funny is I had a feeling while taking these sips. I was like, this is a 9%er. This feels like a 9%er. Think I've been drinking enough beer to know this stuff now.
I mean, we're well over 200.
So my neighbor, I was talking to the other neighbor whose kid didn't hit my kid, and he was telling me some of the beers that he got, or like he got a 6 pack of something, and he said the name. I was like, I feel like we may have reviewed that one. We're big into big numbers right now. I have to find out from him what it is, but um, yeah. So what we got 9% on this one.
9%. And clown shoes we have had before is out of Boston.
Mm. All right. Let me see here. So the taste was decent. I mean,
It's got a cool can, but I just don't understand the
well,
marketing.
I'm not I'm not rating it off the can.
I like to
Although I
check
think
that
some
out.
points should be given for cans, but
When we have a really good one. I mean, this one's cool, but I don't understand what they're going for because it's not cake flavored.
you know, they just a couple of fucking dudes that are fucking eating mushrooms,
Oh yeah, they were
just making sure.
Yeah, whoever made this beer, they're definitely fucked up. Like, let's call it space cake.
Um, let's see here, 9%er definitely gets you into the sixes with no questions asked. And it didn't taste bad. I'm gonna give it an even 7.
Yeah, I think these are the kind that's like I said, when it's not overly sweet. Even though I do like the flavor of the more fruity ones, these are easier to crush when they're cold. They're
Yeah,
smoother.
yeah. If it was colder, yeah, it's definitely the move.
Yeah, the 9%. I'm gonna give it a 702. So that's locked in. That's a
Yeah,
7.
yeah. I
Whether
know
you
what
like
time
it or
it
not,
is. Um,
it's
so,
fact.
so something else I was watching. I didn't. I had a kind of an uneventful week. You know, it was Sarah's birthday, so I was off fucking most of the week. To be honest, um, we went to see the League of Super Pets with Sophie, and then it was cute. I fell asleep, but it wasn't because it was bad. It was just I was fucking exhausted. Uh, you know, getting the shit kicked out of me in jiu-jitsu. But I had on ESPN, and right now is the Little League World Series. And I was just thinking, like, yo, why is that? Okay, the shit that ESPN chooses to put on television blows my mind. Because baseball is boring as fuck as is, and now we got little fucking 12-year-olds watching these little motherfuckers play.
Sometimes the little league's a little more entertaining.
That shit
than
is trash.
regular game.
No, it is trash.
Man, when they do little player introductions, that shit's hilarious.
I guess I show up too late to the party because I'm black and we always late. So I don't know that shit. I wasn't watching it like I sat there and chose to watch it. I didn't realize I was watching. I just had the TV on. I was kind of spaced out, and I like came to, and the TV was on the Little League World Series. I'm like, what the fuck am I watching right now? This shit is fucking retarded. I said it with the hard R. This is fucking dumb. And this shit is a big event every year now. Like every year. For many, many years. This shit is always on ESPN. Like, motherfuckers, like, count down to the Little League World Series.
I mean, I
You
think this time of year,
stupid
people just
fucks.
bored, and some people just go to their get-go. When you said the hard R, I just wanted to show a picture I took in Fells Point today.
It's like,
I took this picture for the book in the back. It was just kind of funny.
let's see here. Outside books are $2. Oh. Oh. Next to her. Fair enough. But I was gonna say, yeah, no. The Little League World Series is dog shit. It's stupid. It's fucking dumb. If people are that bored because there ain't no real sports on in the summer, go jerk off. Trust me, it'll save you some time, and you'll have fun. You fucking watching who's watching Little League World Series? You know who is?
Child predators.
Fucking right. No, there's this video. Oh, I gotta find this shit. I'll send it to you. There's this video. There's this therapist that's sympathizing with those people. I can't remember what she was calling them, but the initials.
Yeah, I think I've heard of like a debate, like
So
trying to defend, like if that's what they're turns them on, how can they help it or something like it was trying to say.
they can get the shot and like shut it down. That's how they can fucking control it.
But I mean, I guess
Get it
she's
together,
saying where
bitch.
it's natural is like, well, that's like it's almost like she was almost comparing it to like if you're gay, you're
Yeah,
attracted
so-
to the same sex.
so they're trying to put
they're
themselves in that
attracted
group.
to young kids.
They're trying to put themselves in the alphabet mafia group, and they're like, "Fuck them. We don't want them. Like, we're gay and other shit, but we're not pedophiles. Not all of them, at least. Some, but the good ones aren't. So, what's this one? The can looks pretty cool.
This is the one. Aaron Epps likes this company, the Three Floyds, but another weird name. Again, I just feel like as a company, I'd want to name my beer something beer related. This is called Laser Snake.
Well, it's ice cold and it smells good. So,
Yeah, this one got under the ice a little more.
that's solid. I like it. Let me get a little bit more of this. It's pretty decent. Go ahead and finish that out.
This one has a unique can. Definitely pretty hazy.
Yeah.
Not as bitter as the last beer.
Nah, I'm digging this one. But yeah, Little League World Series dog shit. Fear Factor fucking awesome. So that's the takeaway from this episode. If you're wondering what's up. Hold on. I had a so our teams were number 1 and 2 in lowest attendance.
Oh, that reminds me. So moving real quick. I'm curious what you would do with this situation. I have some
Put my finger in their butt.
cool memorabilia, but of who it is, I'm stuck. I don't know what to do with this because I want to downsize. Moving, I don't want stuff that I'm never going to use.
No, I get you.
And then look, my memorabilia of Redskins stuff. I think I'm a curse. Number 1, framed Jordan Reed jersey. Do you display that? I don't want to display it really.
Is it signed?
Yes, but it's he basically isn't what he's best known for. Is he probably had the most concussions besides Brett Favre.
But when he was on, he was on.
Yep.
So
But he didn't. Is he an all-time Redskin? Probably not because of how much time he missed.
No, I agree. But I mean, it's like
If that's your one player you're displaying, it's kind of like
now if that's all you have.
yeah. So
That's the thing. If you have better, then
I did
fuck
find
no.
so I do have a good one of Art Monk's autograph. But the funny thing with that is it's just a piece of paper, like plain piece of paper that I stuck in a folder when I was a kid. He came to like People's Drugstore and was randomly signing autographs in Greenbelt. The other one I have, now this one I really don't know what to do with. It's definitely not going out on display. Darius Geis autograph football. So rookie year, tears his ACL. Looks great in preseason. The little time he played looks great, but basically career cut short for beating women. Tons of allegations in college. All this bad stuff came out of him. No team even gave him another look. Because he's still in his prime. I mean, but nobody's called him
alleged.
a legend. Yeah, he never got in jail time.
Allegedly.
I believe he paid everyone off, so he's off.
So that he didn't beat nobody.
Right. But he's not in the league, so what do you do with that?
I
Are you proud of your Darius Geis football? Look at my Darius Geis football.
Okay. I had a list here, and I don't know.
Jersey wise, as funny as I have RG3 to Kirk Cousins to Haskins. Should I hang my Haskins jersey?
Yeah. Okay. Look, man.
And then even I had like what do you call it? What are the little triangle things we used to call them? Pennants.
Yeah.
Washington Redskins. It's like that's not the team name anymore.
No, you hang that. You let people know that you vote Trump.
See, I'm down. I'm down for the change at this point. I think we run our franchise into the ground enough. Like I'm fine changing the name.
I mean, look, who's the Washington Wizards? I mean, we got used to it.
Yeah, I'm already used to Commanders more faster than I thought it was going to be. Just, I mean, it sounds kind of normal now. I hate the Wizard name, which, by the way, they're like going back to their old uniforms this year. And I hated those uniforms. The ones this year, they look kind of like the Globetrotters with the red, white, and blue, but I was like, at least it makes sense. The Wizards colors with that blue and gold, I personally don't like it. I did see a lot of comments that seemed to support it, though.
They're dick riders. Fuck them.
Yeah, I
wouldn't. Shit is trash.
There's no chance I would want that jersey.
God damn it! I had a list here, and I was excited to talk about it.
You're talking about the best and worst fans.
So no, not that. I still have that here. I can't even remember it now because my brain is fucking rattled. Hold on, I think I screenshotted it. Hold on. Sometimes you got to get around the twerk videos that you like save to get to like the actual screenshots.
These like souvenirs though. I mean, I think I'm gonna keep them, but I'm just gonna put them in a box. So I don't want to display my Darius Guys football really.
Yeah, it's like I feel like you don't get rid of them, but it's like displaying them. I mean, I think if you had like, your whole like living room or whatever area, sported out.
Yeah, so we're not gonna have enough space to do that right now. So.
Yes, you display it, but if not, then not. You just put them away.
Be in a closet.
I mean, there's no need to put them on display right now.
Dang, I bet a lot of O.J. Simpson fans.
Yo, if
they were confused on what to do.
If I had O.J. stuff, son,
I want those signed gloves.
Goddamn right, I do. Yo, isotoners were selling.
I wonder how many people asked them to sign those instead of football memorabilia.
Yo, son, I can't find this list. I'm fucking disappointed right now. I'm really sad about that because it was a good list. But anyhow, the best and worst fans. Let's go ahead and fucking talk about that.
I feel like I know what the best is if there's a list.
Actually, yeah. You know what? That's so attendance and fans. Yeah. So no, I do have it here. Give me 1 second. I'm fucking retarded, y'all. Hard R. I'm fucking living on that. Fuck that. Let somebody come at me about it. Punk bitch.
Well, I can say one thing with these beers, they're stronger than you think. It's like,
All right. So let me see here. I'm fucking up today, dude. My bad. I'm having a rough time with thinking. I'm pretty sure I hit my head twice.
By the way, I went day drinking today. In the meantime.
Yeah, I told you day drinking is the shit, dude.
I went to back-to-back weekends in the evening to Fells and Fed, and it's just like the crowd is more our age during the day.
Well, yeah, I know that.
Pretty fun, but the crackheads were out today. On my walk there.
Wait, it's not. Oh, really? They're out early. It's usually the end of the month.
They were out. One walked right next to me and did one of these.
Do you give them the DMX? You bark at them. So the highest attendance percentages.
Well, I feel like the number one fans, my personal belief would probably be Pittsburgh.
So
they travel really well.
They're not even in the top 10 here.
What?
Home and away. This is highest attendance percentage, home and away.
Wow, because Pittsburgh travels well. And I know they sell. Always sell out at home.
They're loyal fans. They're probably number 11. Because this is like looking at this percentage too. The percentage. So number one is 99.2%.
What?
They're not even top 10 here. Now I don't know where they got their info from, so I'm just going off some stray list.
Yeah, I mean, home attendance would be different, but if you're talking away, like I have a feeling that Patriots are gonna be up there.
Patriots are number 2.
I feel like they travel though. I don't feel like I see Patriot fans in Baltimore or Washington. Maybe it's just because they just beat our asses and don't care. I know who travels well. Just got in my head of who travels well. I mean, Dallas does. I'm surprised they're not in the top 10 because they're like the Yankees of football.
Yeah, fucking losers.
Green Bay.
Let's see here. Are they? I don't see them in the top 10 here.
Wow.
So let me go down this list. Highest attendance percentage, home and away. I'm gonna do the count up. So we're gonna count it down. Number 10 at 96.8% is the Indianapolis Colts. Sometimes you like to say Baltimore Colts. I still say Baltimore Colts. Number 9 with 96.9%, Minnesota Vikings. Number 8, 97.1%, the Denver Broncos. The Bears are at number 7 with 97.2. Kansas City's 97.3. They're number 6. Baltimore checks in at 97.5%.
This is false information.
Yeah, so that's when I was like, I don't know if that's accurate.
No, I went
now,
to a game with 2 games left.
Now, they could be going off of ticket sales.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Did Trump make this list? He just made it up.
He did. Oh, then you're going to lose your mind at number 1. Trust me. Because when I saw that, I was like, that can't be right.
Yeah, the Ravens is not right in terms of attendance.
Now, again, this might be based off of ticket sales. Dolphins are number 4, 97.6.
Which the Dolphins are known to have problems with.
The Rams, number 3, at 98.1.
Which them too. Like, they were known as kind of like not having a true fan base.
But once they move back to LA, though, because LA is always starving for a team. Those motherfuckers cheering for USC.
But I think that's why they both left, was people weren't feeling them as much as you would think in LA. Like, the Lakers was the thing in LA.
They also sucked when they were in LA. Notice they won a Super Bowl when they went to St. Louis? It was like, fuck y'all, we'll win over here. Number 2, the New England Patriots, 98.5%. And number 1, drum roll, boom, 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 boom. Sorry, I'm not a good drum roller. Cleveland Browns,
Yeah, this list is wrong.
99.2.
Because Green Bay, well, one, I know their home games are ridiculously sold out. But they travel well. Pittsburgh Steelers are known to travel well.
So the Steelers was one I was like, how are they not here?
Yeah, the Steelers, like, oftentimes at other stadiums will end up being the home team.
Let's see.
I know they take over Washington Stadium every time we play them.
Now, as far as the worst percentages, I posted it. Number 1, Washington, with 80%. And then 9% percentage points later is Detroit at 89. So we're number 1 and 2.
Yeah, so, I mean, we've run our team into the ground now. It was the last 5 years, because as of 10 years ago, we were still number... At one point, Washington was the number 1 franchise in the world. Like, so, over the soccer teams in Europe. And then them and Dallas were up there. Then Washington dropped significantly down. But they're still actually higher than most NFL teams, but it's falling quick.
So what's funny is Detroit, when you do get to see one of their games on TV, that stadium's pretty full. I don't know, man.
Washington's was until, like, I'd say 5 years ago, it started a steep decline because now people are just sick of it. Now, and it's a shitty stadium.
Now, number 3 and number 4, same town. New York Jets and New York Giants. Somehow the percentage is off by 1%. 90.8 for the Jets and 91.7 for the Giants. I guess because the Giants at least won the Super Bowl in recent years. But, you know, and then the Jaguars at 92. The Bengals, 92.2. Falcons, 92.9. Saints, 93.1, which that one is kind of a shocker to me. I always felt like the Saints had a pretty good fan turnout.
Seattle should be up there.
And then, now, lowest attendance percentage. This one is where I call shenanigans. Pittsburgh.
No way.
At 93.3. And then the Eagles are at 93.4, number 10, round out our top 10. This is law. It is fact. It's like the Constitution. We can't change it.
Trump made it. Fake news. Well, I mean, the Ravens again. I was shocked with 2 games to go in the year. They're in the playoffs at this point. I
Yeah.
went to the Rams game. It was less than half full.
Had they lost that game, they're out of the playoffs. So yeah, they're still technically in the playoffs.
Yeah. I mean, even as bad as my team is, if we were 2 games out before the end of the season, we're in the playoffs now. It's probably going to be sellout.
Dude, look, I'm gonna tell you right now, if at the end of the season Detroit's at 6 wins and they're looking to get number 7, oh, that's a sellout crowd, son.
Yeah, I was
so-
shocked. Like, wait, y'all are in the playoffs as of right now.
So speaking of the Lions,
They lost though. They weren't in the playoffs. That was funny.
Dude, don't fuck with me right now.
No, not you, the Ravens.
Oh, I was like, I will
They lost
fucking stamp
that
you.
Rams game. Lamar was out that game. Maybe that's why no one wanted to come. But
They quit on themselves.
I feel like they actually seem to dislike Lamar more than like him.
Well, like, look, I've got opinions, but so I was watching Hard Knocks on HBO because it's the Lions season, and let me tell you, dude, it's a lot of fun. There's like, it's only one. Well, actually, you know what? It's on right now. Let's turn off this fucking bullshit, Joe Rogan Fear Factor bullshit. Oh, that one was great because they kept dropping motherfuckers off, and they were running like they kept hitting.
Dude, it looked like you just shot a bee.
Yeah, they were doing that too. Shit is wild. Fear Factor is wild, man. I don't know. I don't know what to tell
I
you,
couldn't
man.
even play that show anymore.
Like Fear Factor.
Animal rights groups would protest.
Man, fuck Peter. Like,
Eventually, we're not gonna be able to eat food on TV because people get offended.
then don't watch me.
I'm waiting for the plant activists to act up. Plants are living too.
Yeah, I used to be one of those like, yo, so it's okay to eat a plant, but you can't eat a fucking cow. And they're like, well, we can't eat anything with the face. Well, fuck you. You're moving the fucking goalpost now. Don't change the rules, you stupid bitch.
Well, it's like religion. People will change. They don't want to follow every rule. Like, well,
Yeah.
I believe this, but nah, this doesn't apply to me because I didn't follow that one.
Yeah, like, what was the...
Yo, this movie's called Rap Shit.
I don't know if it's a movie. I think it's a series or some bullshit. Man, see, HBO be fucking pissing me off sometimes because I gotta go and look for shit now. I don't fucking feel like looking for this bullshit. It should be on, new episode tonight. Well, whatever. I don't care. I'm gonna watch it later on. Maybe it's not Sunday nights. I don't fucking know.
When they look like they're having a ball.
Dude, let me tell you, man. Watching that first episode,
What's his name, the rookie? Because I sent you that video.
Aiden Hutchinson.
You see in
Yeah,
the game
so-
he was doing it too.
So that was off Hard Knocks. They called him up, and he started off. He fucked it up at first. He completely missed the cue, and then once he hit it, you saw it. Yo, the energy there. It was right. And like Dan Campbell, it's like, look, man. Like looking at his path, because they started the episode off talking about that. I was like, all right, let's talk about his path. All right, he was a tight end for the Giants, the Lions, the Saints, and then he interned with the Dolphins under Parcells, and then they kept him on as a tight ends coach. And then he kind of kept climbing that ladder, and he was an interim coach for the Dolphins briefly. As soon as they let him go from that, Sean Payton picked him up with the Saints, and then just kind of kept moving from there. And it's like each stop that he went to, you could see like the energy that he brought to the team. Like he has a winning attitude, and for Detroit, that's all I'm asking. Just have a coach that goes in there with the ideal that we are going to win, not I hope we're going to win.
I mean, they surpassed most people's expectations last year. Losing Stafford.
Yeah.
And then what they were the year before. They were in most of the games.
Well, and that's the thing though too. When what's his name? Is this new episode still the first episode? Fuck it, whatever. I put it on. When they fired Caldwell, I mean Caldwell ended the season 9-7. Then they brought in Matt Patricia, and I understand why that was done because the New England the GM that they brought in was a New England guy, so he was trying to basically make New England the Midwest, and it just didn't work. But I mean, at least under Caldwell, they were playing. They had a 500 record, above 500 record. Campbell, I mean, again, they won 3 games last year. I mean, and honestly, looking at the schedule, because they got that last place schedule, I think they're going to do all right this year. Are they making the playoffs? Probably not. But just breathe some life into that fucking franchise a little bit. Dan Campbell is out there, you know, basically he's motivating these kids. And all I want these dudes to do is play hard. And and even if you start off slow but you finish strong, if you lose the game finishing strong, at least you're fighting to the end. Versus starting off fast and then finishing weak. And yeah, they were in a lot of those games last year. Like at least early on in the season. They're in a lot of those games.
Yeah, maybe the final score wasn't, but it was still a game within the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
One of the teams I'm curious to see how they do the most is the Vikings this year. Because them mugs lost like 8 or 9 games last year by 1 score.
So there was a stat. I thought I sent it to you, but if you take away the last 2 minutes of each half, they're 15-2.
Yeah, and it would again with Kirk Cousins was probably, arguably the best Washington quarterback of all time because we haven't had any great ones. Probably Theismann, but where he gets blamed for a lot of it. I'm like, there were so many games I was watching with him. He scored freaking touchdown, put him up at the end, and then they freaking blew it at the end.
But that's how football goes, though. We give all the praise to the quarterback and all the blame to the quarterback.
But yeah, that team's like on the verge of being the best team in the NFL. So if those games went a little bit.
So I think the Vikings win the North, the NFC North this year. It's just, like, I don't think the Packers are dead by any means. They still have Aaron Rodgers, so they're still there. I think the Vikings they're a really strong fucking team. I think that NFC North is a deceptively strong division. It's just what's going to end up happening is you got a Lions team that's trying to claw their way up. They're trying to grow up. You got a Bears team that don't really know what they want to do, but the Bears aren't bad. It hurts to say that, but they're not a bad team. I think the Vikings, they just got to figure out how to close. They're a good team. And then the Packers, they're still the Packers.
Yeah, they only lost, 2-3 games last year?
No, something like that.
They did lose their best receiver.
When you add an extra game in a season, that shit fucks up how my math works.
They lost a few receivers, actually. Because I think they lost
I think they lost
Gatlin's on Kansas
pretty much
City.
all their major ones.
Still got a good running back. Detroit's got a good running game, though. That one receiver at the end, St. John, was his name? He was beast.
So what I like about that kid, though, well, because like last year when it came to receivers, like, I don't even know who the fuck they had, but everyone was hurt, and St. John had to step up, and step up he did. And I think that in itself should speak a lot for, like, this kid got put in a situation where it was like, look, you got to be the starter. I was like, okay.
What's wild, too, is what things are aligning is I think it's next year when a bunch of good quarterbacks come out. So Detroit hasn't had to waste a pick because they got Goff. It was good.
Yeah. And honestly, I think Goff will be fine.
Yeah, he might even be able to play.
He's a good placeholder.
If they get a good quarterback.
He's a good placeholder, and I appreciate that about him. Yeah, let him draft a rookie, next year or the year after? And then I think, I don't know what Goff's contract is right now, but if they still got him, it's like, look, let that kid learn under this dude. I think the Lions will be fine. I'm excited for the Lions, and I haven't been excited or optimistic for the Lions in a very long time. And when I say optimistic, I mean like thinking they could win 5 games. That's optimism for a Lions fan.
I'm confused on what I should want from my team because
I forgot about that.
The backup quarterback looked pretty good, Sam Howell. Well, he's not the backup yet, but the rookie they drafted, probably Taylor Heineke might be the backup. Taylor Heineke wasn't in the NFL, by the way. When the year we got him, he thought his career was over.
It was.
But yeah, one thing that drives me insane with Rivera is we just have a new quarterback every year. How many more Carolina people are we going to bring? Just bring everyone from Carolina we can?
I'm not opposed.
Carolina 2.0. I mean, they had that 115 in 1 year. He needs Cam Newton to do that. But yeah, I just don't think our coaching staff's going to get it done. So If they have a really bad year, then perhaps we get a new coach and move on to Sam Howell. I don't think
Perhaps.
we're going to win anything with Carson
I think
Wentz.
you're definitely going to get a new coaching staff.
I think it's got to be a really bad year, though.
I I don't know,
If
man.
they go 7, 8 wins, then maybe not.
I think missing the playoffs, just period.
I would think, but then he's going to use the excuse. This is why I think he changes quarterback every year. Well, this was my first year of wins.
Man, look at
Now we got Howell.
my DMs all full of women just hitting Dante up, trying to get on the podcast, son. Trying to get on that off the mats. Let me tell you, ladies, now. No, I'm sick of having women on the podcast. Y'all annoying. Nah, but I think, look, I'm an honorary Washington fan. I don't want to be. I'm a fan because you are a fan, and I've watched a bunch of games with you.
As I am with Detroit.
So I don't want to be a Washington fan, but I have to be. And as a fan, I want them to have a piss poor year. Not because I want them to lose, but I want them to just fucking start over.
I do too.
Like,
I don't
let's
want
just
want
like,
Rivera.
yeah,
I think he's a good man, but I don't
yeah,
think he's
no,
a great
no,
coach.
I think he's a.
I think he was a
human.
great transition into whoever the next coach is going to
Yeah.
be. Like he cleaned up some things. We're just not doing anything innovative. Being stuck and trying to beat Carolina is not the way to go.
But, I mean, it's like I say with the fight game. It's like, as a fighter, I'm going to get to that in a second too, because there's a wild main event last night that I got emotional about. But as a fighter, the game changes. And you have to change with
Yeah,
that game.
I'd rather have a coach that changes to his team rather than those coaches that are like, we need to fit my system.
Yeah.
'Cause that doesn't work.
And that's what I like about Harbaugh in Baltimore.
Yep, he adjusts. Belichick has adjusted.
Yeah.
I mean, he turned to a run-first team with Matt Jones because he's not ready. Did I say it right? Mac Jones. I said
Is it
Matt
Mac?
Jones. Mac.
Fuck that kid.
Oh, there he is. But yeah, I like Dan Campbell.
Yeah. So I initially I wasn't sold on him just because it's like, yeah, business as usual. But hearing his post game speeches, hearing him in the press conferences, he's a no nonsense guy. And the coaching staff are like Mark Brunell's on the coaching staff, Deuce Staley's on the coach staff. So
Brad Burnell was smart as hell.
yeah, they got a lot of like really good former players on the coaching staff. So I'm excited about it. And I remember when he played on the Lions because I remember on Madden, I'd always like try to use him as the tight end and go to him a lot, Dan Campbell. But look, man, I just want them to at least like put in the effort. I don't even want it to be about like, oh, they didn't make the playoffs. No, like I'm not even looking for that right now. I just want to see an improvement from this year, and then the following year I want to see more improvement. And the following year, then maybe we could talk playoffs. But until then, let's just hope they rebuild it up. I think our teams play this year.
Oh, snap. That's usually a win
think-
for us.
Fuck you,
What did we
bitch.
win, like 17 years in a row?
No,
It was a lot.
I think we won the last 3, bitch.
All right, well, 17 in a row. 3.
Look, I'm trying to be a really fucking nice person right now. I got a fucking mug of wine over here. I'm cooling out. I'm being friendly. Do not make me turn evil, or I will stab you in the face. Well, no, I wouldn't do that, dude. That's kind of fucking aggressive. Like, why'd I go to that? Damn, my bad, dude. No, we lost to the Falcons in the preseason. That's fucking dog shit. What's coming up though for
I'm
this
curious
season?
what our record is
I
overall.
think Washington's going to
Oh,
Detroit. though.
man. I wish we could play. We are 31
Oh,
and
maybe
15
not.
versus Detroit.
Oh, I thought that Washington was playing Detroit this year. They are not. My bad. Oh no, yeah, it's September 18th in Detroit.
So we beat you in 2020. You beat us in 2019. We beat 2016, 2013, 2010, 2009. Oh, wait. Wait, maybe this is wrong. This is saying the Detroit one, so maybe you are right.
What was it? Yeah, on the 18th, let's go day drink and watch the game. Like, I'll make it a point to clear my schedule for that day.
There it is. So This is confusing. How they're not showing who. Okay, because they're showing a win loss, but it's like for which team?
They don't know.
Because I'm looking at Detroit versus Washington. Okay, it's Detroit. Okay, bam. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10,
I'm
11,
going back
12,
to Fear
13,
Factor.
14, 15, 16, 17. I think y'all lost 18 in a row to us.
Fuck you. Yeah, the 18th, September 18th. We day drinking that day. Let's go out watch the game. I'm probably take the 19th off just so I can make sure I get really fucking sloppy. I'm gonna tell Sarah to take that night off.
If ever we have go into the night, we can get hooked up on a hotel room, pretty good price
I mean,
if we need it.
I don't know that I necessarily need that, but
It's
I mean,
there.
it's local. Like I can get home. Worst case scenario, I'll make my wife come get me.
Let's rate this beer. We crushed it.
Oh yeah, that wasn't as good as it should have been. I thought it was gonna have some power. That burp,
I gave a little hidden sound earlier. I don't know if anyone caught it.
that
We'll
burp
see.
felt like that burp sounded like fucking like in the Boy Scouts we used to sell popcorn. The Girl Scouts sell the cookies. That shit was that shitty popcorn from the Boy Scouts. Yo, Boy Scouts suck.
They sold popcorn? I
Yeah,
didn't realize
that shit was trash.
There's
Yo.
no chance I want that.
Yeah, no, because it's $25 for a can of popcorn. This shit was dog shit.
I don't.
It was stale too.
That popcorn
'Cause-
always gets stuck in my teeth. I don't like that.
So I don't like popcorn though, but when we go to the movies, I always gotta get a big ass bag of popcorn. Then me and Sophie be fighting over the popcorn. Like I'm holding the popcorn and she just takes the bag out of my hand and puts it in her lap. And then I'm like, yo, son, what are you doing? So I'll eat popcorn at the theater, but that's the only time I'm eating popcorn. So everybody getting this bullshit ass flavorless popcorn tastes like cardboard. Talk about it's
Tell you
healthier.
what,
Fuck you.
The Run the Mills Theater, the food used to be good. Then after COVID, this shit's dog shit now.
I don't know that I've had food there. Well, when we went to
Don't get the chicken tenders.
Oh no, actually I don't get food there. I
It
just
used
get
to be
popcorn.
good. Now that like even the honey mustard is not even good. Like, they gave you the honey mustard now that's just like mustard. um, so we try to bring in like some not Chick-fil-A, Royal Farms chicken tenders, which are usually bomb. The last batch we got was not good. I will say the best movie theater food I bring, because it's pretty easy to sneak in, was like a homemade turkey sub. I was living life there. I was like, damn, this shit's bomb.
Yeah, I don't go to the theater to get food.
You can't even. I mean,
I eat
it's
before I go.
way overpriced. I bring food. I just bring food.
Well, I bring beer.
I
But-
don't bring the beer except.
I do. Like I bring not when the kids with me. That's fucked up. Dad, what you drinking? Here, have some Killians.
And he's
Shut
at
the fuck
Disney
up.
movie.
Um,
The Lion King. Dante's drinking minis.
just start singing. Like, what the fuck's wrong with that guy? He's really
He
into it.
loves this movie.
Came out when he was 16. He's really into it. Actually, I didn't watch The Lion King as a kid because I felt like I was like, I'm an adult. I don't need to watch these bullshit. I didn't watch Lion King until Sophie was born. So, fun fact. All right, let's rate this beer.
Oh shit! It's called Laser Snake by Three Floyds. They're out of Munster, Indiana. It's a 7%er.
Yeah, I think they got a midget on here, a midget with tattoos on his face.
And it's a smooth, old-fashioned IPA, which I think describes it well. Typical IPA, definitely less bitter than our first one.
It was yummy.
Yeah, I like that flavor a little more, but then it's 7%.
It's not terrible.
Yeah, I feel like that range is good.
I think 7 and above is a winning percentage.
9 starts to when you start to get sloppy. You're having a fun time, but that's when you start to say stuff you shouldn't say, and
I think everything I say.
you
I
end
should
up
say.
home. You don't remember how you got home exactly.
Son, I should always say the things I say. 7%. It was tasty. Give me a 7 too. I would buy this, and not just buy it, but I'd drink it.
Damn. Damn, the other one being 9, I feel like I'm gonna go 6-9, which is gonna end up giving this one a slightly higher score overall. So there you go.
Yeah.
But yeah, pretty close to the first one. Had the alcohol been the same, I think it would have been
Oh, no, yeah.
maybe a 0.1 higher than the first
Yeah,
one.
if the alcohol was the same, this would have been like a big like uptick for me because I liked it. It tastes pretty good. So
By the way, I think I got. We could potentially have some trivia once in a while coming up with Rupert.
okay, you don't need to tell me about it. Just make it happen. I don't care. Um. So let's see here. We talked about Fear Factor. We talked about Trump getting raided. That's funny. That shit's never gonna not be funny to me. Um, talked about the NFL teams here, the fans, bitch asses.
Yeah, we got.
Hard Knocks.
Season's about to. That shit's sneaking up quick.
Yeah.
We had football finally this week.
And then the Ravens.
Oh yeah, we were talking about the Ravens going to be. They're 21-0. They're the best preseason team ever. They're the only team that truly seems like they're trying to win every playoff preseason game. Even the coach first thing's like, "Good, it feels good. We got to win." And I was just like, "Who cares?"
They got the starters in all 4 quarters. They just smash it.
Yeah, it'll be funny because I mean, once this streak hits 30, it wouldn't surprise me if like they're down in the 4th quarter and he's like, "Y'all got to go back." Brings his starters back in versus the 3rd string.
Yeah, I don't. It's just weird. It's like, oh yeah, but you know,
I do believe like winning can be contagious. Like if you say you lose your 4 preseason games, pretty bad. You're probably not feeling the greatest. Like,
need I remind you of the 2008 preseason champions, the 4-0 Detroit Lions, who also then went on 16. It ain't that goddamn contagious.
Steve Spurrier of Washington, the fun and gun. He put up like what 56 points in the preseason, then first season get blown out.
Yeah, well, you know, like
Man,
I said,
this tastes better than I was expecting.
It's a tricky taste. I'm still trying to get a grasp around it.
I actually like the taste.
I don't like the smell, but the taste isn't hateful.
A little stuffy, so
It's a looks like a.
I went day drinking today, so I sometimes get stuffy if I don't drink fast enough.
That's a weird side effect, but okay, all right, cool.
Had a grapefruit crush. Those are bomb. Orange crushes are bomb.
Yeah,
They're like
orange crush,
they're like,
yeah.
do you want the 16 or the 32?
Depends on what the price difference is for me.
That 32 is crucial though. But yeah, the downside of that is I think I'll drink the 16 or the 32 just the same same speed.
Yeah, true. I don't know. Like that's my whole thing. Is like if you tell me 32, you give me an arbitrary price. And I'll say, okay, that's good. Let's go drink that. I'm gonna smash it fast, but then the thing is, you know, I'm gonna get where I need to go faster. So it kind of benefits
I
me.
do think I always like the 32-ounce beers they would always have in Baltimore. But the problem with the beers is it's so big,
Yeah.
it gets warm.
I was just about to say that.
So a crush, it's ice, more fine. But then again,
But that
they
ice
throw in
melts.
more ice
Yeah.
too. They're probably
So,
freaking,
because I was just about to
you're probably
say,
getting less alcohol.
I was about to say
think.
the thing you need to say is like, can I get that with less ice?
Yeah, because it was full of ice. It was all ice.
Because when we went to the Sandlot,
Yeah.
I remember watching them. They put a lot of ice in one and not a lot in the other, and then a lot of alcohol in one and not a lot in the other. And I was like,
My thing now is I do like bombs. Something called a green tea shot. That's pretty good. I don't even know what it is.
that shit
It's
sounds
tasty
gay
as hell.
fuck. Nah, son.
Cherry bomb you can't go wrong with. Though.
Nah, you can't. Yeah, you'll be all right.
It's a fun time.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing.
The
It's
problem
like,
with bombs is you drink it super fast and you feel like you need another drink.
that's true.
It gets
So,
you where you want to go
where-
faster, but
Where was I? Was I out somewhere recently? God damn it. Now I got to recount my brain. Oh, no. Okay, so I went to World of Beer for lunch on Monday. Because I had the Sour Monkey, which was pretty tasty. And I remember my friend, she ordered, what the fuck did she order? She ordered a bomb of some sort. and they brought it back to. Well, no, the waitress comes. I was like, okay, so that's gonna be kind of like a shot. Do you want us like you want something else, or like she was like, could you just make it into a mixed drink? She was like, well, we can do that too. Yeah, just fucking do that. Like, what are you fucking talking about? Just fucking make my drink, bring it to me, bitch. So she did. I drank my sour monkey. I ate the burger. It was pretty good. The burger was fine. It wasn't spectacular. I've had better burgers, but it was good. It was good, and it was only $5 because it was lunch. It was I guess lunchtime or some kind of weird special. Because when the tab came, I was like, that seems too low. And then my friend was like, oh, I'll pay. I was like, no. I mean, I invited you out to lunch. Like, I'll pay. So, I look at the tab. I was like, oh, yeah, I'm definitely paying. Like, yeah, I'm paying. I'm paying all the way, son.
I got this.
It's like $8. Word.
We went to yeah, you've seen it, but it's called BRD in Fed Hill. It's like a fried chicken type place, but it's a little expensive. If you get the chicken tender or chicken sandwich and fries, it's like $14.
That doesn't seem.
That's a lot.
Yeah, that's.
But it's really good. It's high quality. But I was like,
it can be as good as it wants to fucking be.
I split it.
It's a chicken sandwich.
Split it because I don't like to get full when I'm day drinking. I'd rather day drink. A little light fare.
I'm gonna break down the rules and etiquette of day drinking.
Chips and salsa is a plus.
So we call it brunch. It's not really brunch. It's just day drinking. And what you're doing is you go down there. They're gonna ask you if you want menus for food. You say sure. Are you really getting food? No. You just turn around to them politely, say I'm on a liquid diet, and then you proceed to order a Jack and Coke. It's a little early for a Jack and Coke, but you still get a Jack and Coke. And then after that, you get a beer. Then another Jack and Coke, and then you say, "Let's do a shot."
Switch it up. Yeah.
And then
I might do the shot even earlier.
See, if I do the shot too early, I'm getting naked, and I can't afford that during the daytime. So I got to do a Jack and Coke, a beer, Jack and Coke, and a shot. It works every time, and then from that point, you coast out with a light beer, and then you're on cruise control for the next 3 hours.
See, my problem is, I'll do the cherry bomb, and I'm like, oh, that shit was good. Let's do another cherry bomb.
Dude, I just gave
and
you...
then you feel really good. Then you're like, let's do another cherry bomb.
I just gave you the roadmap.
The cherry bomb things.
Perfect day drinking schedule.
This is probably not the most PC. But when you have once you get past 5 cherry bombs, you just end up home. You don't know. You're good. Like, damn, I'm safe and sound in bed. I don't know how I got here, but it's...
Yeah, I'm sure, but that's even worse because
then you look at your receipt, you're like, oh, I had McDonald's.
I like to know what's going on. I like to be able to say, you know what I just did today? I just grabbed the hooker's boob.
Sometimes the mystery is fun though. You piece together like,
not for me. I like to be able to go.
I had McDonald's.
I like to go down that little pathway of what I had there, in that exact formula, in that exact path, and then I go on cruise control the rest of the afternoon. Then I get McDonald's. I enjoy it, and I know that I had it. Then I go home. I sit down. My kid wants to play Jenga. I don't, because I have a headache. So I say, let's play fucking Chutes and Ladders. She cheats. Everyone's happy. I put it down for bed, then we fucking come and record. Dude, I map these things out all the time. Trust me, I'm a professional. This is starting to grow on me a little bit.
I like the taste.
Yeah, the taste isn't hateful.
It's refreshing. It is different.
Yeah, it is refreshing for sure. Oh, yeah, they dropping froggies all over their head. Fear Factor's wild.
See, I wouldn't like that, but I could do that for money.
How much? $15?
15's pretty low. 100? I'd go for 100.
100? I mean, I can make that happen, son.
That'll be a fun day.
I mean, let me see if I can get some frogs.
I can get a lot of cherry bombs for us.
Let me see if I can find some frogs. My Instagram money's coming in next week.
We had frogs where you used to live, where I live now. Like, I never would see frogs, but that area would have a lot of frogs for some reason.
I don't recall ever seeing a frog.
I'd be sitting out back and a frog just hops by. Like,
I was gonna say I never sat out back, but I was also on the fucking main road though, so I would like
even where we are.
I gotta get a new grill. Backyard. I think I'm gonna cook out.
We're gonna have a much better patio. At the new place. They got
little alligators in that bitch too. Nah, this ain't cool. the fuck they doing? They got alligators and frogs. This is not a good combination. The fuck is this, like
Yeah,
fucking Animal Kingdom?
the other week. It's been a while ago now, but that just made me think of funny stories. I rode the volleyball with my brother, and there was something in the road. My brother didn't see it till last minute, so he swerved at the last minute.
Because he saw it
But
at the last
instead
minute.
of swerving to not hit it, he direct shot, and it was a turtle. That shit was funny. It made me laugh so hard. Like boom. But what's more funny is if you were the car behind us, it looked like he intentionally hit it because he turned into it. Like if he would have kept straight, he would have went. Would have went under the car, like both wheels easily. But he kind of panicked, and so the opposite happened. I was like, "Da-doom."
Actually,
And then I just remember being like, I didn't want to say anything, so I was just kind of quiet. And he's like, "Was that a turtle?" I was like, "Yup."
yo, what look like? Yo, these motherfuckers got all types of shit in their face.
Oh, they're wild as hell.
Yeah, yo. Yo, that dude
They
look like
do
Dennis
some.
Rodman.
They do some creepy thing like tie people up and hanging
Yo,
upside down.
What is this episode of Fear
Oh,
Factor?
I hate that. The double
Oh,
tongue.
the split tongue. Oh, you fucking
That
cunt.
weirds me out. I don't know if you could deal with that.
No,
That's
not at all.
That's a what do you call it? Red. That's a instant no.
Yo, the red flag, son. Like, but I wonder though if she's gonna get hit.
Yeah, but I would
Second.
still be weirded out. I'd be like, yo,
I
you're
don't
Satan.
I don't know. I might. Oh, now I'm curious.
It's so weird where the way it moves in two different directions.
That's why I want to know.
It's probably good, but I mean, still.
No, well, no. I don't want to hang out with her. Fuck, I look like being her friend. No, I don't want to do that. I just want to get hit, see what that feels like. Like that is the exact definition of what that mouth do. And then as soon as you find out, you say, "Okay, that was cool."
It's probably really
Your
good
Uber
if
is out
she's
front.
into, like women.
I'm sure. Oh my god, that's got to be
She's
amazing,
gotta be like him, yeah.
dude. I'm looking that up tonight.
She can
Oh
do
my
some
God.
kind of, like tornado.
See, but no, because like that. See, because when you look something up like that on fucking anything, you get all the fucking freak shows like fucking referred to you. I mean, I looked at one political post on TikTok. Now I'm getting no more twerk videos. You know how fucking depressing that is? That shit
Yo,
sucks.
TikTok apparently spies on you like crazy.
Yeah, I know. I don't care. Just trying to look at fucking twerk videos, and I can't even get that now. Now they probably think like I'm some kind of fucking political activist. I'm not. I'm just a dude that want to see booty
You think
shake.
you're gonna run for president?
I hope not. I mean, then again, Bill was probably if Bill Clinton had TikTok back in the day, that dude would have been fucking looking at TikTok all the time. He wouldn't even be able to focus as a president. Like, oh.
Yo, that reminded me of a movie I hadn't seen in a long time, but we watched a few weeks ago. It was Police Academy, and there's the scene he's giving the speech, and the hooker's like under the podium.
Oh yeah.
And then, but later
Was
like,
that Police Academy or Naked Gun?
It was Police Academy.
It was.
Because remember they had the dumb commissioner. He was real dumb, and he doesn't know what happens. But then he thinks it's Mahoney. Because Mahoney was dead.
Yeah, I remember that.
That movie was funny.
Dude, that's what I mean. You can't have movies like that anymore. Shit is great. It's just like they were like, oh.
But yeah, he kept his speech. He's like, oh.
So did we talk about this last week? Like they're trying to take away spaz from us now.
Take away what?
Spaz.
What's spaz?
Yeah, like don't be a fucking spaz.
Oh, we can't say spaz?
Yeah, we can't say spaz anymore. Beyonce said it in a song. Now all of a sudden they mad. It's like, yo, chill out, yo. Can we not have anything anymore? Like they took away fucking retard. They took away some other words. and now I can't say spaz. And the thing is, in the jiu-jitsu community, that's a key word because a spazzy white belt.
I thought you were about to say white guy.
That too, like a spazzy white belt. That's who you are when you come in. You're fucking spazzy. Now you can't say because some fucking spazzy kid is getting all offended. Fuck him. Come join jiu-jitsu and beat me up, bitch.
I mean, everything could be offensive. I mean, when you're supposed to say special, that sounds offensive too.
Look, Sarah and I were talking about that shit today. I was like, look, we're gonna get to a point where motherfuckers, everybody wants to be too special. I genuinely think we're going to split up into two nations. We're gonna split, and then what's going to happen is that super liberal side is going to turn on themselves and eat themselves alive because it's like, oh, you can't do this. Oh my goodness, you don't like trans women? Like, like no, because she still has a dick. Like, I don't like penises.
Yeah, I don't like that argument when they're like saying that person shouldn't have to tell.
Bullshit.
Yeah, 'cause it's like that's some key information. Like
That's
what shouldn't matter.
Not just key information.
kinda
That
does.
is like the key of the information. It's like look, man, if we rock and roll and all of a sudden I feel a fucking dick like on my thigh and it ain't my own, I'm a little concerned. Like I might be like, hey, are
Can
you
you
okay?
imagine like, what's this? A what? Oh, I gotta go.
It's like you got a fever or something? Like what the fuck's wrong with you? Like, you gotta go. Like,
Do you have a flashlight in your bag?
are you just happy to see me? I'm definitely
Wait.
happy to see you. Why'd your voice just change?
Oh yeah, they had that TikTok thing where what is it? I mean, a bunch of them are doing it where it's like, my name is Raul at the end or something. It's like
I don't
it'll be like
look, man.
they'll be like either chatting and then the person reveals that they're a dude at the end by like making their male voice, and they're like, oh, what? And they record it to mess with people, which is messed up, to be honest.
Not okay with
And then they have the other one where it's like, it's some kind of Spanish one, but they'll like kiss, and then they'll be like, "What's your name?" And he's like, "Whatever, David." "What's your name?" They're like, "My name's Raul." And it's like, then the dude's like, "What the fuck?" And it's just like, why are they doing that? I mean, it does get views, but it's
So I like for my TikTok feed to be where I can't have people looking over my shoulder. Now it's no longer that way. People just look over my shoulder. You can go on my TikTok all you want, and all you're gonna see is like political shit.
I get
That
this
shit's
one
annoying.
guy on TikTok all the time, and I think it's because I'm amazed that he blows up, and he's just like some like kind of countryish dude. He actually reminds me of our former friend that passed away. Like if he was 50, because he lives in very simple means, but he has like he calls it the duck dome, and he puts carpet down in his backyard, and he shoots baskets. That's all he does. It's like he lives a very simple life, and people ask him like, "What's for dinner?" And he cooks dinner like a typical bachelor, like single guy would. It would be like microwaving, like he'll be like me, use a piece of bread for a hot dog bun.
Yeah. So
But this guy, he seems like a cool guy, but he does get critical. Like, are you poor? And I'm like, I'm not poor. This is all I need. But yeah, he calls it the duck dome, and he has like some baskets outside. And he looks like he used to be good at basketball. He's an older guy, but I mean, he lives somewhere. Like he jumps in the pond once in a while. I mean, it's just wild though. So I don't follow him, but I guess because I watched the full video, it thinks I want to
Yeah.
watch it. And then I do get some beer things, which I was like, damn, yeah, we should start some TikTok beer reviews. Yo, this one guy, I do like how he does it. You know, I don't think I've actually shotgunned a beer the proper way. I was always a beer bong guy.
yeah, I think beer bong is the way to go.
So I never was able
I've shotgunned.
to
I've shotgunned
tried it
some
a few
Red Bulls.
times. I've never done it where it's super fast, but this
No.
guy, he always does it with a knife. Then he clicks it. And I think that's my problem is I don't get the hole big enough. So then he opens the top and he does like 3 swallows. I'm like, I want to try.
I don't know that that's. I think that's just there's some people that can just take a fucking full beer and like
Yeah.
take it down. Like I think that's what that's more about with him than
Because I've never felt like when I shotgun it came extra fast like a beer bong would. Because a beer bong is fast.
it should.
So, yeah, I think I just probably was never doing it properly, right?
Like,
But
how are you
he
not doing it
reviews the
properly?
beer after that, and it's kind of funny because I mean you get enough taste of it. I mean, you drank the whole thing, but he did several of. It was funny because I was like, did this guy come across ours? Because he did a lot of the beers we did in a row, and one was the Old English. He did like the 40s, the Old English. I think the Colt 45. He's like, this was surprisingly better than I thought, which was our number 1 40 beer. We did Old English. He's like, oh. He's like, that was rough. And then he does the IPAs, and he's just like, well, he's not an IPA guy, so.
So Joe Rogan definitely looks high as fuck. And like the shot they just showed was like that dude's fucking barbecued right now. He's fucking done for. You want to rate this one? It looks like we're done.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I finished that out. It
So
was pretty delicious. Oh,
it's
you're
called
reading
Low
it.
Key
I thought you were trying to drink more.
Wheat Ale, and it's with pineapple flavor. But I believe it has mango and passion fruit, coupled with crisp notes of citrus and pine. The pine thing is a big one, and I don't know what pine's supposed to taste like.
Nasty.
But it's a wheat ale. The only thing, what's gonna hurt this is when I tell you this, but I have to do it. It's a low calorie beer. So we're watching our figures. That's good, but the alcohol is 3.6.
First off, bitch, I ain't watching no figure. I'm over here drinking a mug of wine.
So I paired it up properly though. I was like 9%, 7%. I gotta put the 3.6 with something two that are high. So this is like our maintenance at the end.
Yeah, man, you got to give a score first. I've got some emotions.
So I really like the flavor of this in terms of like a light beer.
Yeah.
Because like I don't know, compared to Michelob Ultra, I probably would like the flavor a little bit better in this. But Michelob Ultra's in the 4%. Damn, he's getting the microphone out. I feel like he's about to make a speech because this is 3.6%. I'm gonna give it. The flavor's good. The alcohol percentage is bad. The wheat ale, but the calories are low.
Motherfucker.
I'm gonna give it 6.1.
All right. So it did taste delicious. I'll give you that.
So see, the thing is, I'm confused about is I'm feeling the other two beers, so it's making me think I'm feeling this beer.
I know
I'm
that I'm not
positive
feeling that
it's
beer.
not from this beer.
It's not.
Yeah, I'm positive I'm not.
That was a water.
Had you drink it first, it would be a much lower score.
For sure.
Well, maybe not lower. 'Cause I gave it
No.
6.1.
I
That was
think it's
The
worth the
taste is
6.
good.
It's definitely worth the 6.
Can you imagine playing beer pong with this? Because we just crush them.
Yeah.
It would be fun.
I was just talking about that with my guests on So You Like Horror. We're talking about beer pong. And it is wild because we're like doing a horror podcast, talk about beer pong. But we're talking about, like the old day, like, beer pong with, with the beer in the cup. So I was like, the good old days. So I thought it was tasty. The alcohol percentage definitely hurts it. It smelled weird to me, but I'd drink it again because it just,
This could be a fun beer pong beer because it is so drinkable.
I,
The percentage will add up
I just
because
feel,
you're gonna chug it.
I just feel like maybe Miller Lite might be a better beer pong just because it's higher percentage.
Yeah, but it's not that much higher.
It's still higher though.
Bonus point. This is the first beer that I can remember seeing that has a gram of protein.
That's wild. That's wild.
Damn. So,
I'm gonna give it an even 6
so we're right on 6.60.
because I would buy it. I would drink it.
Yeah, y'all mastered the flavor. Now up the alcohol percentage, and y'all got something.
You lazy bitch.
Yeah, well, who's the guy putting the alcohol in it? I don't know how y'all do it, but
Fucking
add a
cunt.
little more. What? How do they make it? I guess if it's a wheat ale, is it made from?
Wheat.
Is it?
I
What is it?
mean, I
What's
assume.
lager's made from?
Beer.
So we know
Dude, I'm wild right
IPAs are like hops and lager. I don't know. Potatoes apparently make vodka. That's wild.
Yeah, that's wild as shit. Because you look at an Irish dude and you say, you handle potatoes like you want me to just
But then vodka's Russian.
go ahead and crush this out.
Then whiskey's Irish.
I don't know, dude. There's some of them fucking Irish dudes. You give them some potatoes and they turn into vodka quick.
I love potato everything.
So
But
do
not
I.
vodka. No, vodka's a great. You gotta mix it.
Yeah. Well, so
It's a great mixer.
when I do my Jello shots, I always use vodka.
Vodka mixes well with almost everything.
Dude, I haven't done Jello
But
shots in a while.
vodka on its own is like medicine or rubbing alcohol.
Yeah, of course it's trash.
Oh, she was talking. She's never had a Jello shot, and I was telling you,
All
make
right.
good Jello shots. So I was like, you gotta do it.
So what? Oh, okay. This is a tough one. So I was gonna say, let's go day drink for the Lions game versus the Redskins. Hard R. Uh,
Hard who hard are is Redskins.
um, and and
It
I was
is
like,
funny. ESPN now acts. They'll slip and say Redskins, and they act like they said other R
just
words.
the show must go on.
Yeah.
I was gonna say let's do the game. Like, well, you'll be in your new place by then. I'm inviting myself over. Let's do the
Yeah,
game at your place. I'm gonna bring some Jello
we're
shots.
gonna we have a little nice little bar we're gonna have.
I'm gonna bring some Jello shots. And dude, God, I miss Jello shots. Dude, I don't know if you remember. You may not have come over, but like, well, you came over for the one birthday party. I had all the Jello shots. Those Jello shots sat in that fridge
Oh, I remember they were like
for
long
years.
time.
And I remember I came down here and just like crushed one. It was like, oh
Alcohol
well.
is supposed to get. I mean, some alcohol gets better with age.
I don't know if Jello gets better
Yeah,
with
I don't know.
age.
I just remember me and you one time we drank that old wild turkey. And
Oh,
it
we
made
started
us sweat.
sweating immediately.
Like,
That
damn.
shit was brutal. Like I felt victimized. But yeah, I'll remind me because I got Jello upstairs. I have all the ingredients. I have the cups too. I can make some Jello shots right now.
We
I
got
mean,
some time.
Nah,
She's ready. She doesn't work tomorrow.
because it takes hours for them
Yeah.
to
Jello got settled.
solidify. I mean, if you would have texted me earlier, I would have had them ready. Like you can't just be
They
voting
sneak up on you. So I remember.
for the party.
Yeah,
on
I
the
think
bus.
that was my first Jello shot. To be honest.
I would say, yeah, that might have been my first one too. maybe.
And you don't realize it. But, I mean, I definitely had at least 7 on the way there.
Are
We
you
had a
sure
lot.
only 7?
No, at
'Cause
least 7.
I know I had 10.
Yeah, it was at least.
I had 10 of them. And
Oh, I came across. So I'm moving. I came across those original photo booth pictures of the ones of me and you.
well,
The originals of like the one where like I'm off balance and you're off balance the other way.
was it? I put some of them up on Colompton early on.
Yeah.
Like, here's the progression of my clothes disappearing.
Yeah, that one. And then one girl censoring your armpit hair.
It's like, as you just look at it, it's like, okay, here's Dante with all his shirts on. Here's Dante with just a Thundercat shirt on. Here's Dante in a tank top. Like, where's it gonna go next? I mean, we had a good time.
Yeah, those days are long gone.
Oh yeah, I'm
But,
sure.
Like when you take a limo bus for 30 minutes into Baltimore and have
That was
it was you and like our old manager brought Jello. Like we had a lot of Jello
So
shots.
she brought the Jello shots, and that's where that's
That's where
where
you learned them. So she was
Yeah.
the Jello shot person.
yeah.
I know you became the Jello shot person later after.
Yeah, well, because I remember we rode to the one on the trolley. And I remember it was you, I, Honey Mustard. I think it was you, I, Honey Mustard, and JD. And we were the only ones. Like we were sitting in the back. We were the only ones. No one wanted to partake. So it was like, all right, cool. Because I had a fucking rack of them. It was like once we got off the trolley, though, it was like, what do we do with the rest? Because we can't leave them there. So it was like, all right, well, we got to trash like 25 Jello shots. Like, because no, I had like there were a lot of Jello shots, dude. Because
I feel like for those, they always hit me like way after because you don't feel anything right away like a shot.
yeah, no, those
Oh,
are.
see, they got the freaking bugs in the food.
Oh Jesus fucking Christ! Is that a fucking bug omelet?
I think it is.
I hope.
Maybe that makes it easier.
Oh, not if they're crawling.
So gross.
Yo, how much?
But I still do it
Oh,
for $5.
okay. So this is the one where he shows up to their house
Oh.
because they got the Capital One card. I think it's like 5,000. Oh, she about to take her shirt off. She's like, I got to show my titties to eat this.
What? Okay.
All right, let's go. Let's see what she doing. What's she doing? Oh, you know she's had worse in her
Whoa.
mouth. She looks the type. Look at her. She looks like she hangs out under the bleachers. Oh no.
See, with the omelet though, it makes it easier. I
No,
think.
it doesn't. That motherfucker's crawling in your mouth right now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but isn't that like the PETA people when they freaking out?
I don't think Peter give a fuck about bugs though.
That's fucked up.
Peter's trash, yo. That's why Peter's trash, yo. They be putting down like animals that don't get like adopted from shelters. Oh, it's a stink beetle.
Oh,
That's even worse. Because you know the motherfuckers taste like trash. Oh, he said, take that, mom, take it. Oh, you know, oh, they into that
chew
weird
and
porn.
swallow gags.
Oh,
The captions are
oh, no.
hilarious.
And it, you know, she did the little wipe on the
Stick
side.
it in, stick it in. All right, the captions on this were wild. Woo!
So they just won, I think, 5,000.
Oh, 5,000 would be sweet though.
Yeah, but I feel like that's trash because those
Oh,
kids.
it is 5,000. See, I think I would do it.
I think the kids think they're about to get 5,000. It's like, no, bitch. Mom
Oh,
just
yeah.
took that shot in the mouth like she did at the prom, and you think you getting paid off of it now? Nah, son. That's all mommy. Mommy about to go get a new pair of shoes. She's telling him now too. Fuck you. And he said you smell disgusting. He was like, well, for sure you're not getting any of this money now, bitch. So
5,000. I'd get my.
I don't.
I'd refurnish because
Well,
I
no,
don't
no,
need
no.
anything
So-
expensive. I'll refurnish.
So no, don't
a
get me
new
wrong.
place.
5,000 is a good amount, but for me to eat bugs, I'm not like I could do a lot with 5,000, but I'm not eating bugs for 5,000.
I didn't think I would until today. I thought about it. It's like I think I would. It's
Because like so,
a lot of money.
well, 'cause, like so when this collapsed, the ceiling collapsed, and COVID hit and everything, so we had the money to pay for it, but then like our AC blew up, like everything went to hell. My transmission died. All the shit fell apart in the world. So we got that fixed. We got the AC fixed. Transmission was free. I was on a warranty, so I lucked out. But we still needed to scrounge up money for that. So Sarah's mom was like, "Here's 5 Gs." I was like, "Word." And I looked at Sarah. I was like, first off, that's not going to cost 5,000. Like I can tell you right now, I know a guy. We can get that done for 500. Nah, we actually did get like professionals. I think it was like 17, maybe not even. It was over 1,000. So basically, she's like mousing it away for Disney. Fucking don't want to go to Disney, yo. And Sophie saw a fucking commercial with Disney cruise. She was like, "Ooh, I'm not going yet." And so it's like, "Well, good luck getting your father on a cruise." She goes, "What?" She was like, and she goes, "Yeah, because he thinks he'll drown in the bathtub." I was like, "No, I just don't know it's in the fucking ocean. Will you be out there in the fucking ocean? I'll have a panic attack because I think a fucking Hydra's gonna fucking come and get us." But the moral of the story is, you give me 5 Gs, I could do a whole bunch with it. But the thing is, if you want me to eat bugs, you got to give me at least 15.
15,000.
Yeah.
Well, I'll undercut him for the 5,000.
I mean,
That was one of the. Do you remember the Tom Green show? He had that undercut pizza joke. I mean, he would have. That was kind of when they would do the realistic videos pranks before YouTube.
yeah.
But he would follow pizza delivery guys and be like, "I'll give you this pizza for," it was like $5 cheaper. He's like, he came with like a fishing box full of tackle, but it was toppings. He's like, "I have pepperoni mushroom." That shit was funny.
Yeah,
And he got chased with like a hammer, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I do remember that. Like TV was fun.
He
At
definitely
one
pushed
point.
some buttons.
Like TV was fun back in the day because it was new. Like shit like that was new.
Yeah, not everyone was doing it.
Like-
Now you got all these prank videos.
Yeah.
Where,
Well, not only that, it's not just prank videos, but it's like scripted videos too.
oh yeah,
Motherfuckers-
the scripted prank videos are the
So
worst.
there's like the videos that I hate, and I see this on TikTok from time to time. It's like there'll be this one dude that walk up to some chick on the street. What's the freakiest thing you ever done? And then they'll tell the freakiest thing they've ever done. It's like, okay, you're not fooling no one. Like you know these people, they're paid actors. Get the fuck out of here. Like if you get somebody that's like, you know, get the fuck out of here. I'm not telling you what the fuck I did. Like when Dave Chappelle did it for the Chappelle show, he's walking around the streets of New York, talk about, you know, great New York boobs. And it's like the one chick with her parents. That seemed pretty genuine. Cause like it's like, you have great New York boobs, and her dad's standing. It's like, my dad is here, man. It's like, okay, you know, that was fun back in the day. Now everybody's doing dumb shit, and it's like, it's probably scripted. It's not even genuine anymore. I like to. So, one of my old teammates, who I went to lunch with on Monday, she put up a video in her Instagram stories. I got to see if I can get the video. she was like, it was the ring cam. She was running to her neighbor's door. I guess her kid left a sippy cup at the house, so she was going to return it. Wipe out, like face first into the. Oh my god, it was so good. Not for her, but it was great for anyone watching. I got to see if she'll let me get that video.
I saw one of those ring cam videos this week. And it was a date, and the guy said he had to step out for a second, and he stepped outside just to rip ass. The ring camera got it. It was a bad one. And he's just like, ooh, and
I'm
then went back
thinking.
in.
I know Sarah wanted to get a ring cam. And I'm thinking about doing it. I'm just like, just because it's like, I'm like, if I'm down here and somebody like rings a doorbell or something, like, first off, if you knock on the door, I don't hear you down here anyway. Number one, if you don't announce that you're coming over before you knock on the door, good luck. But I know she would feel more comfortable with a ring cam. And I was like, okay, you know what? Maybe, I'll scoop one up this fall or some shit like that. I don't fucking know.
I don't mind the outside one. I don't like the inside
So
camera
I don't
stuff.
understand the ideal behind the one inside. I was just thinking,
I mean, if someone breaks in, but
yeah, I
at the
guess, but
same
you should
time,
have that at the door if you have the ring cam.
Yeah, I kind of just feel like when you're over at someone's house though, and you start to notice the camera, it's like, okay, so they're gonna be replaying everything.
Well, I mean, my grandparents have cameras. I mean, they don't be replaying
But
everything.
yeah, I feel like grandparents wouldn't, but I feel like someone younger probably would. And I do know of some people that like go back and watch. Like you, I mean, you're gonna pick up hidden conversations. Like if you're at a party, you're gonna have whatever you could. I mean, you forget when you're drinking that there's cameras everywhere, and you could pick up a side conversation, and it's just like I don't know. I just don't like the idea of cameras everywhere.
You know, that's the beautiful thing about doing so many podcasts at this point. I'm willing to say anything because everyone's gonna hear it anyway.
Yeah, that's true.
So look at baby Joe Rogan over there.
Oh, his hair is way thicker now.
Oh no, that's when he on the hair plugs at that point. So I went to Target the other day and pissed all over the toilet. I cleaned it up though. You know, I'm not a fucking monster.
You cleaned it.
Yeah, you know, I grabbed some toilet paper. I wiped this toilet seat down. I don't know who's going in after me, so I want to be polite. But I was just in a rush, and I didn't have time to like lift the seat, so I just fucking floated out and just went all over the place. I didn't piss on the floor. Just thought I'd share.
I guess you don't have this exact experience, but when you're like sitting in a stall and there's someone else sitting next to you, it's a little awkward sometimes because you see their feet.
I don't have to worry about that.
But if you hear them blow up the bathroom, it's kind of hard for me not to laugh.
No,
I laugh.
you knock on the wall and say, "Yo, son," like a little fucking courtesy. Like you're not at fucking home. Relax. I don't know. I couldn't imagine doing it. I couldn't imagine going out somewhere and just fucking punishing someone's toilet. You know, it's like is it like you go to someone's house
Sometimes you don't have a choice.
I guess. I mean, I know you fucking shit in my toilet sometimes, but I mean, it's like at least you're not like punishing it. You're not like putting like pounds of shit in my toilet. You know, when like if you go to someone's house and you just fucking ate at Taco Bell, it's like, nah, motherfucker, you can't come to my house. So, I mean, maybe that's just I don't know. I don't think that's happened too often, but
See, we go off the rails. See, the two strong beers followed by the light beer,
oh son, I'm over here drinking wine too.
which I don't know. My sound sounds funky all of a sudden.
I mean, the meter looks fine.
Yeah, it's just like there we go. It's a little like blurry and
Well, also the micro or the headphones don't reflect what's going through the
yeah.
microphone.
No, I don't think it's that. I think it's the headphones.
You
I'm not
goofy
sure what
fuck.
happened and changed.
All right, let's see here. So let me look at this list.
Oh, we didn't go to movies.
So well, we got Frank Gore. He got arrested. You said I was like, what did he get arrested for? You said the typical beat his girlfriend. So I feel like that's kind of judging, dickhead. But yeah, Frank Gore went to jail. I
Running
guess.
backs, that's what they do.
Yeah, they
There's
smacked.
this is a long. He followed a long
so,
line. Of,
So did he give her a 2-piece like Ray
Oh,
Rice?
I don't know, but it was again. It wasn't even the news didn't say girlfriend. It said
Woman.
he dragged a naked woman
Hmm.
by her hair,
Good for him. Like getting naked
and he just
women.
retired, right? Because
Yeah.
he
think he's
lasted.
like-
He lasted forever from running back.
Yeah, he's been around for a minute. He was on that. He was,
Was
at
he was on the Miami team.
that 01 team.
So yeah, you posted the video of that Miami team. That was
Jesus.
That was an NFL All Star
Yeah,
team.
I was going to say, yo, that was an NFL team. Like,
Not just an NFL team though. Like I mean, they had Willis McGahee, Clinton Portis, and Frank Gore as
coming
running
out the
backs.
backfield.
All three of them were starters.
They had Sean Taylor,
And
Ed Reed.
Good. That would be the two best safeties of all time. just
Jonathan
about.
Vilma at linebacker. He's not an all-time great in the NFL, but he was serviceable.
But they had the lineman, Wilford,
Oh yeah, Vince Wolford.
Andre Johnson.
Jesus Christ, yeah. God damn, dude. Damn, who's the quarterback? I think was it Ken Dorsey? That's wild.
They had to have had a shitty quarterback if
Yeah,
they
now,
didn't
let me
win
go
every
look
game
that up
by
real
90
quick.
points with that team.
Like stall for a minute. I gotta go look this team up. Because I just feel like
Oh, Santana Moss was the other receiver.
Yeah. Hold on. 2001 Miami Hurricanes roster. Let's see here. All right, so we got Ed Reed, Jonathan Vilma, Ken Dorsey at QB, Willis McGahee, Clinton Portis, Jeremy Shockey,
Oh
Andre
yeah,
Johnson,
And then what's the other tight end was his backup?
Kellen Winslow.
Yeah,
Let's see here. Philip Buchanan, serviceable. Andrew Roll, serviceable. Bryant McKinney, nice. Kellen Winslow, DJ Williams, and so. Najee Davenport. Let's see here. Yeah, I mean, that was a pretty
those
fucking
two
solid
safeties
team.
on the same team would be the all-time best safety duo.
Yeah, easily.
Definitely the best running back trio
Yeah.
of all time.
Yeah, you can't beat that.
Receivers of Andre Johnson and Santana Moss is ridiculous with Jeremy Shockey and Kellen Winslow Jr.
Then Ken Dorsey at QB, son.
Yeah,
son,
that's where they fucked up.
that team was nice.
He had to have made it to the NFL just because of that.
Yeah, he got drafted because I remember those were kind of the complaints about him. He was small. He was like undersized. He was like really skinny. We can pack some weight on him. They couldn't.
He got 3 running backs to hand the ball off to. He was probably really good at handing the
He
ball.
had decent numbers in college though.
I
Because
bet with
Andre
Van
Johnson and fucking
Santana.
Santana Moss. So
and
but-
Jeremy Shockey. is
yeah,
his
and
back.
Shockey and Kellen Winslow. I mean, it's like Jesus Christ, yo.
Yo, he just threw the ball up like someone will catch it.
That was a team that was just they're like, look, we're about to build a team. Really, a team? Yes, a team of superheroes.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
can we be called the Avengers?
That many studs.
be called
they
whatever you
definitely
want.
were paying their athletes.
Of course. I mean, look, if they're paying Reggie Bush, you know they're paying that entire Miami team. I mean, but Reggie Bush in college was a fucking cheat code by himself. Like, there were so many fucking college players that were like cheat codes. Fucking, fucking Michael Vick. He's a cheat code like forever.
Yeah, I mean, the story on him was awesome. But yeah, with Atlanta, he wasn't even practicing hard and studying, so he didn't even come close to his potential. Or that season with the Eagles, he took things more seriously. I mean, he was a beast. Unfortunately, he was like later in age, so he didn't last as long as he could have. But
It's crazy. I know a couple people that are super like dog lovers, and they're Pittsburgh fans as well. So when he ended up on the Steelers, anytime they won with him at quarterback, it was like, well, it wasn't him who won the game for them. It was the defense. Okay. The defense didn't throw that touchdown. The defense didn't fucking run for that first down. Shut the fuck up, Shane.
and it's funny. I mean, dog lovers were more passionate about him not playing than people that murdered people.
Wait, hold on. I'm trying to think. What
All
was this
dogs
girl's name?
are
Her name
pretty-
was Jennifer. What was it? Romano. I just put the name all out there, but that's okay. She was annoying as fuck. Because she would always post on Facebook about the Steelers.
Well, she was a fan. We just lost fans.
Oh, well. Didn't need her, no way. Oh, the other one was Amanda. Her name was Amanda. Do I need to break that last name out too? Because I don't remember it. They were both co-workers when I used to teach. And let me tell you, they were nice people. It's just like when they were trying to, basically take credit away from the dude for playing because of what he did. Like, yeah, what he did was fucking horrible. Fucking trash. He's a trash human being. But that doesn't take away what he can do on the field. and what he could do on the field was magic.
Yeah, that dude was all like natural. He didn't.
Yeah.
The thing is, his work ethic kind of sucked from what it sounds like.
Well, I think that's the thing, though. He's a natural athlete, and a lot of times those natural athletes don't work the hardest. I mean, I was just talking about that, like with me. I was like just athletic as shit, so I didn't work as hard at things. It was a lot harder for me to figure this shit out because it was like, well, I can just do it without studying. I could do it without trying. And then when it came time, like, hey, you should probably try. You should try to figure this out. I was like, I don't know how to figure it out. Yeah, well, maybe you're not as good as you think you are. No, I am. You just give me the ball. Yeah, you're a little dumb. Like you don't know routes. Like, you're right, I don't. like where am I supposed to stand in a huddle?
I'll go out 3 steps and turn left.
That was the shit that blew me. It was like in the huddle you had to stand in specific spots. I was like, I just didn't. I was like, just tell me where to run. It was like, yeah, you need to like stand right here. I was like, fuck.
You know what's wild is I think back to when we used to play the neighborhood football games, where we'd have like 11 on 11 at times, but we didn't play offensive line in this street. We just had 11 people going out for passes.
I remember
all different directions.
I remember the first time playing like neighborhood football and actually having a full line. Because the one thing that clicked in my head was like everyone wanted to like play a skill position and have the glory. Everybody wanted to touch the ball. I decided to play on the line myself because I was like, I'm contributing. All I want to do is like make sure I'm helping the team. And if I'm running a route just blind and I'm not getting the ball, I don't know if I'm really helping. But if I'm protecting the quarterback, I know I'm helping.
Yeah, it's kind of funny when I was thinking back. It's like we all just were running like random routes. We didn't have plays. We were just like, I mean, I would get open more so easily, like doing double moves but it was no like actual NFL. So I was like, whoever's playing quarterback, you're just really reacting to whatever's happening because there was no type of. The defense was also. I mean, I literally remember us playing like 11-11 and 10 receivers going out, and every person had a man.
I remember going out Sunday morning. Once we like started playing like consistently on Sunday mornings, we would do flag. For a little while, we would do tackle. And I think once we realized, hey, we old as fuck, it's like, yeah, why don't we do flag? Yeah, let's do flag. We started doing flag, and then there are also flag leagues. But doing flag, we would set up the line and everything, which was wild because we still fucking wore flags on the line, which was kind of dumb.
Can you pick up a fumble?
Like, why am I wearing flag? So when I was playing in the league,
it was like college football.
So yeah, like you couldn't pick up a fumble, and I didn't know that. So there was a fumble, and I went for it. And I was like, oh, yeah. Dove in. And, like, people dove in with me because I guess reaction. They see one person dive. It's like everybody dive. And I came up with the ball, and, like, they blew it dead. And then playing on the fucking line. So playing flag is tough to do run plays because it's flag. And I remember there was goal line. We were on defense. And I remember, like, I stuffed the middle. I know I yanked the dude's flag before he crossed the line. And I threw it down. They still give him the touchdown. And I was so pissed. I was like, you know what? I'm out of here. I don't want to fucking do this. Because like if they're gonna run and I get the tackle, quote unquote, give me the credit. I stopped this dude. I was like, no, it's a touchdown. And I got an interception. And that was it. I was like, okay, I don't think I want to do this anymore. I'm out. I left that league quick. And then just went back to playing regular Sunday morning like flag football, which was fun. And, we had our linemen. And that's part of why I played the line. Because I knew that's, like, kind of the only place you can get any physical action. And, we all on the line kind of understood. You're going to get hit. You're going to get smacked. But it's not anything personal. Because I remember I got jammed up, like, real bad under my chin. I was just like, it's part of the game. And I started wearing a mouth guard, though, until it fell in the mud. Then I was like, oh, shit, I don't know what to do with this. I cleaned it off and put it back in, but still.
That's what she said.
No, she didn't clean it off. Yeah. I'm sitting there, like, are we still drinking? I got this fucking mug of wine. Drinking your
These Busch Lights are my good maintenance beer.
Solid maintenance beer.
Like it's a maintenance beer.
Yeah. What's the percentage on them?
Dang.
I
Caught
don't.
me off guard. I wasn't
I
expecting
don't. I
that.
don't think I
We did it.
did. We.
We reviewed it.
I don't remember having a Bush Light.
Remember? No, because it was our review. No, we
No,
did.
we had the natural light.
We did drink Bush Light, but I don't.
I
Yeah,
don't
maybe
think we
we didn't
reviewed
review
it.
it. We'll have to review it next time. So, by the way, where I had the injection in my knee,
You don't need to talk about that.
it's been like still painful playing volleyball. No pain after volleyball yesterday.
So they put them steroids in you.
Yeah, I felt good. Won all my games besides the first game, but I won all my series. Win the series is where it's at.
Yeah,
Yeah, I was
nice.
like, damn. Usually I'm like limping the next day, so I'm also gonna make an effort to lose some weight because I think that's contributing to my knee problem.
I can assure you it is because I know for me, my knees burned when I got over 195, and when I got back down to 184, no problem. Now I'm over 2. I'm used to it now. Doesn't mean I like it. And even with jiu-jitsu, it's like my one training partner on Wednesday, he's a smaller fella, and it sucks because he competed this weekend, and he was like, "You want to get some some rounds in, for practice?" I was like, "I'm always practicing, dude. I'm not like going for like blood. I'm always doing like kind of organized drilling." And I feel bad because it's hard to submit me because my neck is stocky, so it's hard to get in for a choke. And I'm also like very like squirrely, so it's like I feel like I'm doing a disservice to the guys sometimes when they're trying to go for moves. But at the same time, it's like fuck you, because if this was a real fight, I'd kill you. I actually rode with this white belt the other day. Nice kid, never seen him before a day in my life, but he was good. Like I feel like he wrestles. Well, like every time I thought I had like a inch to breathe, he was back on. It's like, and I like that. Keep putting the pressure on. And then coach was watching, which I kind of felt like, yo, I can't let coach see me get my ass whipped by this white belt. And then he had my back, and I hear coach, I heard him say something about me escaping. I was like, oh, don't, no, and I was like, no, trust me, I know what I'm doing. And I was like, oh, good escape. And then the timer went off because I knew what was coming next. I was like, let me get a knee shield in real quick and then try to build a frame. And I'm about to fucking Kimura this dude's shoulder real quick. And then it was like, time. I was like, oh, you knew this little fuck was about to get it. But he didn't. Tell me about your movies, bitch.
I got 2 movies this week. The first is Carter. It's on Netflix.
Is it Carter or Get Carter?
Not Get Carter?
Okay.
That's the Samuel Jackson movie, isn't it?
No, that's Coach Carter. You did.
Coach.
Get Carter is Sylvester Stallone.
Oh. Okay.
If it's neither of those, I don't want to hear about it then.
So Carter, I'm not sure if it was subtitled or, dubbed or not. But it was basically, dang, I wish I knew that. I couldn't tell because sometimes on Netflix, I like to watch the movies in the fast. If you watch it on your phone, you can speed it up. I kind of like that for like when I'm working out at the gym. So you can play at like 1.5 speed. But then it's harder to tell if it's being dubbed. I don't think it was. I can't tell, to be honest. But anyways, it was about this guy awakens, freaking bed full of blood, whatever. All these FBI agents are like questioning him, like what happened. He doesn't know. He kind of all of a sudden has a voice in his head. And he has a scar and a cross in the back of his head. Basically, what it turns out to be is like he's got something implanted in him that erased his memory, and there's some kind of piece in his ear that he can hear someone talking to him. So he's somewhat kind of spy. It's a little bit of like a zombie type situation, like an outbreak, and it's like North Korea, South Korea, and the U.S. are all involved.
Of course.
And he doesn't know who he is. He doesn't have any memory. He's being used. He's kind of confused on which side he's on because like he hears this voice in the ear telling him to do something. Then he's on this plane. I'll say this about this movie: way, way too much action. The most action I've ever seen in a movie. It's so much that there's no story. It's like a freaking video game. The camera's constantly doing. It's cool looking. The 360 flipping over. Yo, I mean, it's like Fast and the Furious on 100 times steroids.
So I just talked about the Fast and the Furious.
It's so much more ridiculous in the past few years.
with
The action scenes.
my off the mats guest that's on this week, and I went. I was like, I'm gonna go watch this because I haven't watched it since we watched it back at at your parents' place, and I was like, shit, like I want to watch it. HBO used to have them all. They no longer have them all. I'm so sad. But give me a good, bad, ugly for it.
The good, I mean, it's some innovative action. I mean, it does look good.
Okay.
The bad, um, I don't know if anyone wants to watch 2 hours of action.
I don't know. Like it sounded interesting until you said that. I was like, nah, I'm out.
And then the ugly, I mean, it's absurd action. Like it's
Like unrealistic.
he's
like,
hanging from a helicopter, jumping from someone that's hanging from a helicopter to the other person, jumping through a window of a car and then jumping back to the helicopter. Like one of the action scenes has got to be like 30 minutes long. Like it's so much that I was getting bored. Like, all right, the action scenes are supposed to be like, yo,
Yeah,
you're into
it
it
wakes
now.
you
It's
up.
like 10 minutes. This is getting kind of long. 15 minutes. All right, now we're getting real long. With 20 minutes, we're still going on the action scene at the end.
Hey, she about to put her face in the maggots to get some chicken feet. Sorry, we still watching
Damn.
Fear Factor.
Double.
Oh, yo.
Oh, she don't got to eat it though.
Nah, she just got to spit into.
That's a little
So
easier.
no, this was the first season. They weren't eating shit. They just had to do nasty shit.
Oh, I can
Like,
do that one.
you can
I wouldn't want to do it, but
You can tell she's used to putting her face in some nasty shit. Look at her.
yeah.
She's not
She
hesitating.
likes to toss salads.
Of course she does. Look at her. Like I think, yeah. Look at her. She got her hair pulled back.
Smells like
perfect.
strawberries. There you go. That's what the subtitle said.
Um,
But yeah, I don't recommend the movie, but I'll say it was like innovative, and I mean it had great action scenes, and the camera was unique. Like it looked like it would flip over or 360 often, but it's so much action that you probably will get burnt out of like exhausted, like or bored. And it's weird to be bored from an action scene, but 30 minutes of like it's almost like the grand finale of the fireworks. If it was 30 minutes long, you're gonna get bored.
so what you're saying is the bros would love it.
Yeah, I don't know if they would. I think even
I think they would, because they would just bleed.
Yo, the opening scene, by the way, was weird as hell. Like, there's a bunch of Asian dudes and wearing like thong underwear. I don't know what was going on. Some bathhouse.
This
And then they all
sounds
start
pretty
fighting.
fucking judgy of
I
you.
mean, it looked like it reminded me of Hostile in the beginning because it looked like some kind of weird sex club or something. But they never explained that part, and it really had nothing to do with the thing. And then I guess it was trying to be a zombie movie, but then the zombies were a very small part of it. It was like he didn't know if he was on South Korea, North Korea, or the U.S. He didn't know who he was.
It sounds like something that initially I was like, oh, check it out. Now I'm like, nah, I'm good.
If it didn't have such long action scenes, it could have been a good movie. Too much action.
Noted. I'll probably skip.
Do you
over
want
it.
me to do the next one, or you want to do one?
Yeah, go. I didn't really watch anything.
So
to be
yeah,
honest.
I just rewatched classic Scarface. So my girlfriend never saw Scarface before. So classic movie. Just rewatching it, some things just stand out. I was like, I mean, it's aged in some ways, but in other ways not. But I mean, it's a brutal movie, and the that chainsaw scene is brutal.
Oh, I forgot about. Oh shit.
I remember seeing that,
Yeah.
and when that came on, she didn't see that part. Hid. But yeah, I mean, Scarface. One thing I was thinking of rewatching it years later is like, why is he so glorified? Besides his will to,
I mean, that's it.
but then he was a bad dude.
Well, that was also kind of that thing though with the '90s hip hop. It was like root for the bad guy. I mean, we saw it all with like all the movies we
But
watched.
I
in the
like
early
when you root
90s,
for the
though.
bad guy, but I guess the scene is funny. It's even a note written by. I mean, he shot his boy.
Yeah.
Who's the most loyal to him?
Wasn't he
It was just
like so?
But I think one thing with Scarface, it does be more realistic in terms of how out of control things got and how greedy he got. Of like,
Yeah.
it's trying not to. I don't think it was trying to glorify him. Except right at the beginning, it was.
Well, so it's I mean, I think that's the thing. An audience will dictate what's glorified and what's
Yep.
not, because when you look at the story, it's a cautionary tale.
Yeah, because he gets wild. I think there was one scene with Michelle Pfeiffer. I didn't catch as much in the past when I'd watch it. I've watched this movie multiple times, but it was like she was just like, "What are we doing? Like, we're losers. We don't do anything. We're just all about money." And it's like we don't contribute anything.
Yeah, I mean, but again, part of the idea of being a cautionary tale. I mean, that's kind of the whole thing. It's like her point exactly. What are we doing? Like we're doing nothing. And the thing is that it starts to make you question. You know, you can have all the quote unquote power in the world, all the money in the world, but what is it for? You know,
Yeah, he just wanted more and more and more. But yeah, it always
especially for the time that it came out too. That was like it was on the cusp of something that we didn't know we were walking into, especially when it came to like drugs in America, in the crack epidemic in the inner cities and everything, and you just had a lot of that shit going on. That's a whole nother episode. Trust me, I got a lot on that.
yeah, that movie is wild. If anyone hasn't seen it, it's one of the best movies. But it's an intense
I feel
movie.
like if anybody that listens to this hasn't seen it,
That's wild.
I'd be confused because I feel like our specific audience, for the most part, is just like it's a niche group.
When did that come out? Was it
I think was it
mid?
80, 81?
Yeah, I was gonna say early '80s, mid '80s.
Um, I feel like it was 81, but
There's definitely a few scenes that look a little like dated technology wise. But yeah, comparing it because I also recently had watched Goodfellas. It's like
oh, it was 83.
Goodfellas was a little bit more camaraderie because I mean they were more friends, but yeah, at the end they all were not trusting each other, which is sort of what Tony Montana did. I mean, he no longer was trusting.
But that's the ideal though too.
What
The
was his
more
name? It was Menudo? No, not Menudo. Something like that though.
like as you get more power, you become more paranoid because you got to watch your
And he was
back.
doing that yayo. He was getting
Oh
real
yeah, and then
paranoid.
you factor in
And
broken
same with
sugar. Woo!
Goodfellas. He started doing it too.
Yeah, I mean,
Don't and the dude and it was funny because so many rap songs reference Scarface. It was like don't number one rule don't get or number two I think was don't get high on your own
okay,
supply.
okay. I thought it was Manny.
Yeah, Manny. I feel like he called him something like Menudo at one point.
Um, probably. That sounds.
But he was loyal as hell. I mean, and then he slept with this. That scene was right.
Yeah.
She was yelling during that part, and that is a rough scene of like, damn, he just killed his boy without even thinking.
So let me ask you something with movies, because I may have asked you this before. I'm always curious with people though when we talk about movies, because I've been looking at. So you like horror? I'm going to starting in January. I'm going to start doing movies by the decade or horror by the decade. And the question then becomes, what's a good movie and what's not a good movie? Or what should you include in a good movie? But then my question is, because going on TikTok and just looking at these quote unquote movie reviewers or these movie critics and everything, and I saw this one guy. He's talking about he pointed out all these movies that we grew up on, and he was like basically saying they're all trash. He's a younger fella. When I say younger, I would say he's out of shape. He's fat and he's got one eye. So I'm gonna say he's about 20. He's under 27. I just feel like people with one eye are under 27 years old. They all wear eye patches. But when you think about a movie for yourself, what do you consider a good movie? Like for you, if you said a movie that is good,
What
is it?
appealed to me?
What does it have to be for you to be a good movie?
I think I prefer story over anything. But there is an aspect that I really appreciate, and it's I would consider it say a category that covers a few things like style, cinematography. Um, I don't even know how to explain, but like Snatch, the filming of it, the angles, the music, all put together. The Harder They Fall was like a good example of that. The Professional does that well, of like creating the environment. The acting is huge if it's believable, but uh, I'm trying to think of because like I do also like when there's a twist or you don't. It's not so predictable. So like
So let's
Fight Club, I like.
let's take twist out of it.
Okay,
Let's
but
just
yeah,
say,
Fight Club had a style to it. It was very dark filmed. Like every scene is dark. Like the coloring is dark. The music is good. The acting's good. Um, Snatch, similarly, there's a style to it. It's almost like a music video. Snatch, um, Juice. No, it's not. I guess I tend to like maybe not overly polished movies. But yeah, I'm trying to think of. I guess I think the story is the biggest part. It's got to be
okay.
an interesting story.
So I asked that because for me,
I don't care about the special effects.
when I think about a movie, and this is just me personally, I'm trying to figure out from other people because I mean, there's so many different opinions, there's so many different movies, there's so many different styles, there's so many different things that you have to add into what makes a good movie. Because I was looking at they're talking about like Marvel movies. Well, so here's the thing, because I did put this note in my text. I sent this to myself. I was looking at Rotten Tomatoes because we watched a movie. What did we watch? It was called A Cure for Wellness. I didn't put it on the board because I honestly, it was such a wild movie. I didn't want to talk about it. It was just all over the place. It was a good movie, but it was wild as fuck. So Rotten Tomatoes, they gave it. I can't remember. I think they gave it like a 50 or something. And then the one critic review called it predictable. It was far from predictable. Meanwhile, then I started going through the list. And I think I only put down a couple of examples of what they gave high scores to versus not. So they did a movie called Fantasy Island, which is kind of a takeoff the old TV show, but it was like a horror twist to it. They gave that an 8%. 8. It's pretty fucking bad, I think. Like, unlike college rankings, like the low number isn't the good. The low number is horrible. But then they gave Birds of Prey, the Harley Quinn movie. They gave that a 79.
That wasn't a good movie.
It was a fucking dog shit movie. That movie was so fucking bad, and I love me some fucking Harley Quinn and comic book movies. And then I started wondering, I was like, but what makes a movie good, though? To who? And then I started wondering about critics, though, because it's like, well, wait a minute. So you got people in here looking at Birds of Prey and giving it a 79%. That's pretty good, I think. Meanwhile, they'll give a movie like The Wizard of Oz a 30. And it's like, huh?
Yeah, I think everyone's a little different, but I definitely noticed things of like, I appreciate certain movies when it's a good camera, like the camera angle and this music together. It's almost like a montage when they do it well, which is again Harder They Fall did great at that. Fight Club does good at that. Even the beginning scene of Fight Club with that fast-paced electronic music
Yeah.
that zoomed in on like the refrigerator wire coiling. To me, I don't know why that gets me hype. I just like the imagery. It's almost like a music video though.
Like, when I think about movies, because I just love movies. I'll watch anything. Now, whether I watch something twice is a different thing. But I'll watch just about any movie. Even rom-coms. I'll sit down and watch a rom-com. As much as I dog them, I'll sit down and watch one. And I started thinking about it because it's like, okay, if I do horror movies about a decade, and we're going to start with the 20s, because that's when Nosferatu debuted. And that was kind of the first cinematic horror movie, was Nosferatu. They're also doing a remake of it this year, the 100-year anniversary, starring Willem Dafoe. It's going to be wild as fuck. So I started thinking, I was like, okay, do I go down a list and look for what were the top movies of that decade? Which is going to be easy with the early ones, obviously. Well, when you get to the later decades, it's like you start getting to, like, the 90s was kind of wild because when it came to horror, it got really weird because people got burned out by the '80s horror with all the sequels, but then you started getting masterpieces like fucking Bram Stoker's Dracula, Interview with the Vampire, even. You know, you start getting things that were done in a tasteful way. But then now you get to horror movies now, and it's all artsy fartsy. You know, like this one studio, A24. They do a lot of good movies, but they try to like give you like horror with the fucking moral. It's like, bitch, show me some fucking person getting their fucking throat slashed. I don't want to have to think about this movie later on and say to myself, oh my God, it has so many layers to it. Like, no, I want to say, wow, he cut straight through that bitch's head. Like, axe and everything. That's aggressive. Fuck. I'm gonna watch it again. Um, watching Nope. I like Jordan Peele and I like his movies and I like the layers that he adds to the movies. I fucking enjoy the fuck out of that. Like if I said, well, Nope is a good movie. But I don't think it's good because of the reason why other people might think it's good. Like when I'm looking at like what's a good movie, it's like what am I gaining from this movie? Like watching Joker. I think Joker's a fucking phenomenal movie. It's fucking great. If it was called something else. Like calling it Joker it's like I don't like it as a Joker movie, but if you say, "Hey, we're going to call this movie Mental Issues." Love it. Great. I'll watch it multiple times. Call it Joker, I'm going to watch it once. I paid for it. It sucks. Never watching it again.
Yeah, it's funny to me or not funny to me, but I noticed there's certain movies I remember very well. And others, I enjoyed it, but then I don't remember it like 5 years later. Like, I remember everything about The Professional. I can name probably like 10 movies where I remember everything. Then there's some other movies, you'll name it, and I'll be like, yeah, I remember, I like that. But then it's like, I don't remember every detail. But like, The Professional's one, I remember every detail. I remember every scene of that movie.
Like
Something about that. I don't know what it is. I don't even know if I can describe it. I think that one had a good style to it. It did a great job of the painting the scenery. Like you remember that building.
I mean, the movie. Like I don't know who did The Professional, but I know when I first watched that movie, it just
Luke
stood
Benson,
out.
I think.
What's that?
I think it's Luke Benson was the director.
Nah, I'm gonna believe you on that.
I feel like I've seen the movie enough that I feel like that name just pops in my head. But I honestly don't even know who Luke Benson is.
Yeah, and that's the crazy thing when you see a movie with somebody who's done a movie, they've only done one movie, and it's like so Zack Snyder. And Zack Snyder's a big deal, especially in recent years with all the DC Comics movies. Zack Snyder's first movie was a remake of a horror classic, The Dawn of the Dead, considered one of the greatest horror sequels ever. He rebooted that. He remade that movie. And not only did he remake it, it was fucking awesome. It wasn't like, oh, great, they're remaking. Because people were like, oh, great, they're remaking that. Then you watch it's like, holy shit, I could watch that and think that original one can be its own thing. And this remake is its own thing as well. But that was his first movie. Then his next movie was 300. Then his next movie after that was The Watchmen. Those are 3 fucking hits right out the gate. Then his next movie was Sucker Punch. Wasn't great, but it still had a very unique stylistic look to it. The story was kind of
Yeah, I do like the stylistic look of things. And I've been meaning to check out if that director of Harder They Fall, what he's done. But I believe maybe that's one of his first movies. But I'm meaning to look him up.
Luc Besson.
Yeah. And I don't know what else he's done, really, to be honest.
Well, whoops. I just clicked away from it like, oh, well, I mean, I can tell you. But, I mean, basically, it's like when I look at these movies, when I look at the ideal of, like, what makes a movie good, what makes a movie bad, it's like, I like to think that every movie is good in its own way to somebody. But I also think about it, too, where it's like, I don't personally care for... What's a movie I don't like? Because, I mean, I watch a lot of movies. I mean, that's kind of a thing that I just do. But I don't watch movies, like, for the ideal of, like, I want to look at the cinematography and break it down and get all the details
Yeah,
about it.
I don't do that, but I do appreciate it
No, yeah,
sometimes.
for sure.
Looking at Luke Besson movies, by the way, it's like, oh, that makes sense. Of one is Lucy. I
Yeah.
do feel like that has a little similarity. I loved Lucy until the end. Like the end of Lucy was
Yeah, Lucy
whack.
was fine. I think they were supposed to do a sequel to that too.
I loved Lucy until she turned into a computer.
Oh, he did the Joan of Arc joint. He did The Fifth Element.
La Femme
Um,
Nikita.
yeah,
That makes sense.
Taken.
Oh, I didn't know it did take it. Damn. Okay. So Luke
Um,
Besson's a pretty good director.
so there's so many different The Family.
Why does it come up?
Oh, so
Is Luke Besson a predator? And then it shows a picture of
okay, so
Leon and her.
that is the movie I thought The Family with like Robert De Niro, and it's like a comedy crime. It's almost like a Sopranos type deal. But basically, yeah, it's like I don't watch movies thinking to myself like I'm gonna rate this movie based off cinematography.
Oh, there is a Lucy too.
It it is official. Or is it
Like,
coming
I
out
mean, it
or they're
says
in production?
Lucy 2, Robert, blah, 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 after midpoint performance. Well, this doesn't say.
Got to speak it to the
This
mic, man.
almost sounds like it went out. What the hell?
Um, I don't know. Based off
So
the
it
way,
will have a sequel.
well, they've been talking about that shit for years, though, dude.
I wonder. I really liked that movie, like stylistically, but then at the end, there's you saw it, right?
Yeah,
So like all
yeah,
the black shit formed, and then she turned
yeah,
into like a computer. It's like,
yeah.
what is
That
that?
it's like when I look at movies, I think of it this way. Um, I think of movies as like diets, or like eating, like Forgetting Sarah Marshall, Knocked Up, those types of things. There's junk food. And I'm certain I've said this on here before. I could look at those things all the time, but then I could look at something like the Babadook. It's like eating vegetables. It's fine. I don't want to watch it all the time though. I don't know that I need to watch it again, but it was okay. I'll call that broccoli. Um, but it's like I'm not in it for all this like breakdown of it, except for like again, if I'm doing a review, it's a specific goal. But I like to watch movies sometimes just to fucking watch a movie. Like the other night, we watched The Cure for Wellness. It's a good movie. It was wild as fuck. And I've had it on, like, I bought this movie years ago. And just, I didn't have the energy to watch it because I knew it was a commitment. It's not a movie I can just watch and, like, be on my fucking phone. Like, you watch this movie, you gotta be in. And, like, dialed in. Because it gets fucking kooky. Especially towards the end. It gets real weird. And it's like, okay. Is it a good movie? I wouldn't go that far. The Rotten Tomato score on it, was it deserved? No. It should have been, better. But also, it's like when you start doing a scale of movies. Like my friends who do the Razzle Dazzle podcast and they rate episodes of Lost. I haven't listened in a while, but I know the first few seasons of it, or the first season of the podcast, all the episodes of Lost were nines. And there was either 9.2, 9.3, 9.7, 9.8, stuff like that. I was like, look, I love that fucking show. It's my favorite fucking show besides Sopranos. Not every episode's a fucking 9. But then you have to then ask yourself, your scale, like what's the criteria? Like when we do the beers, like our criteria is like, okay, well, a big part of it is the alcohol percentage. Then also, would I buy this? Like, would I drink this at a party if you gave it to me? Shit like that. It's like then you add a number system to it, and that's how I look at like movies. It's like, okay, for me, those junk food movies. I watch those shits all the time. Zack and Mary Does a Porno, Knocked Up, all that shit. You can just put it on the background and not care. But if I got to watch something like Scarface, I got to be dialed in. I got to be there for it. Well, like watching Scarface is like eating a good steak. You don't do it all the time.
Yeah, so I was
But
gonna
when you
say
do it, it's earned.
we're doing that good, the bad, the ugliest Scarface.
Yeah.
The good, I mean, the acting's phenomenal. The story is great. I mean, it's a classic, obviously. Everyone's heard of it. If you haven't seen it, see it. It's worth. But yeah, the bad, it's intense as shit.
Is that bad though?
No, that's not bad. I would say that's the ugly in a way.
Well, I mean, I guess I don't know. I mean, it depends on who you are.
The
Some that
bad
might be
would be
bad.
just. I mean, it's violent as fuck. I don't know. I mean, bad looking now. I mean, it's a period piece. Some things look a little dated, but I wouldn't
I don't know
even
if
say
that's
there's
bad though.
bad. I would just say the bad is that it's pretty intense. So some people are not gonna like
Yeah,
how intense
sure, I
it is.
get you.
And then the ugly would just. Man, there's nothing really ugly, but it's more so that there's some harsh
I mean,
scenes
kind of
that stand out.
glorifying,
Yeah, it's
glorifying
glorifying.
a lot
I
of.
mean, it's weird as the chainsaw scene doesn't show anything but blood, but it's one of the most. It stands out in my mind. It's like because you hear the sound
You
and
know,
you see
you
the
know what's
blood
going
squirt,
on.
and it's like what the that's at the beginning of the movie, pretty close. So it's like I remember seeing that, like thinking like, yo, Scarface is friggin' rough.
I
But
remember,
then
yeah,
it gets kind of better after that. But that scene being at the beginning is a little rough.
I remember watching that shit for the first time. I was like, yeah, this is intense, but let's just keep going.
Yeah, I was like, damn. And Tony Montana was right after that. He was like, when it was his turn to get the chainsaw. I mean, he knew his boys were eventually gonna come, but he was cutting it pretty close. Cause Manny's out there talking to girls.
Because man was trying to get his dick sucked, and I feel him. Like I was trying to get a girl with like a split tongue. Because if he
Yeah, that shit
is,
was funny. When he was doing the tongue thing. Remember, he tells you in America you just gotta do this, and he's like, watch this, and he gets slapped by the girl. But yeah, that movie, by the way,
oh snap, we're about to do Fear Factor with WWE.
really reminds me of Grand Theft Auto.
This is wild. I can't pause it either. This is live. Like I want to watch this episode.
There's some Fast and Furious. We drive the car into another
And
building.
they're going into space.
Yo, that movie Carter, the action scenes, it's 2 hours of the most extreme action. Like the impossible stuff of like, I'm gonna flip through a train, jump onto a paratrooper, pull his cord, and then jump to the other guy. It's like 2 hours of that. Like this dude is the greatest
Yeah,
video game character ever.
I'll pass. I considered it until you said all that action. I was like, I'm good.
So much.
I didn't really watch
He's so
anything.
perfect.
Like I said, I did Cure for Wellness. It was too much for me to even kind of. I was just trying to watch the movie. I couldn't even. There was a lot going on, and then I watched this movie last night. I don't remember. I genuinely don't remember. I watched it on Choose or Die on Netflix. It was fine. Good, bad, ugly. Good. It was a decent original idea. It's not even too original, but it was decent. It was well delivered. The bad, it was just. I felt like the bad to it was a little predictable. The ugly, the acting wasn't the best, but who the fuck am I? I'm no actor. So that's why I hate when people say, "Oh, the acting was bad." It's like, bitch, can you do it? Like, no. Oh, then shut the fuck up. Yeah, I didn't really do much of anything. I had to shoot this testimonial video for the gi that my buddy Mike sent me. I shot that fucking video 20 times. No, I shit you not. And then the final cut of it still wasn't even that. I just gave up. I was like, just take what you can get. And then I spliced it. I took it to TikTok and kind of fucked with the little features over there, and then brought it back to Instagram, and then kind of spliced it some more, and just dropped what I had. I was like, look, you're gonna get what you're gonna. And then even on Instagram, they're like, it's too long, so I had to cut more out, dude. Like it was rough. So, but at least I know now. I gotta review. Well, I gotta review the actual gi now itself, which I will do that, and I'll put that on the Off the Mats YouTube, and then I have to review this grip, this hand grip thing. Otherwise, that's all I fucking did.
That's
So
all you need.
yeah,
I want to add in one thing with Carter of how ridiculous I just remembered. After all this action and the hero you think is the hero, the movie ends with a train going across the bridge, and the bridge blows. End of movie. You don't know what happens if the trains go. After all the extreme stuff he did, I think a bridge blowing up is not going to stop this guy.
I feel like I want to watch it based off of that.
But I was like, Really? That's how it ends?
Oh shit, we got WWE stars here with Joe Rogan. Looks like we got the Hardy Boys. We got Lita. Lita's dating Matt Hardy at that point. But meanwhile, behind the scenes, Lita was actually fucking Edge. No, that's a fact. When that shit came out and Matt Hardy went off and they fired him, then he tried to like sneak back into the arena. He attacked them and then, like they pulled the camera off real quick, but you could see that he had broken back in. They're like he bought a ticket, front row, and then they brought him back. They gave him another contract, and they tried to like play off of that rivalry, which was just trash. Because you thought you were gonna get like a real street fight, some like stiff shots. It was dumb. And then he was fucking harassing her, like calling her on like shows, like when she's like on talk shows, and he's like calling in as a guest and calling her by a real name. It was just so fucking cringy, but fucking so good. Um, and then there's Miss Jacqueline. Like sometimes her titties popped out. Molly Holly, her titties never popped out. Tess, he was dating Stephanie McMahon before Triple H got in there, and they married her, and now he's the like creative control of the company now. That's wild. Who would have thought back in 2099 when this dude was like fucking China that he was going to be running the company one day.
I saw a great clip of Stephanie and Triple H. I guess they're having a feud in the storyline, and she said something like, "And the game always came up short." And he said a bunch of jokes, but then one of them was just like, "Even a 747 looks small when it lands in the Grand Canyon." And she's just like appalled.
There's a wild rumor that Macho Man took her virginity. That like, it was like, yo, WWF was
So
wild.
Macho Man was wild as hell.
Oh, and then there's Jeff Hardy. He's tweaking. Look at him. He high as shit. Like he's been fired from every wrestling promotion because of fucking drugs. And it sucks because I love Jeff Hardy. He's such a fucking cool dude. Not that big motherfucker. Like, look at those fucking mommy milkers. All right, let's get out of here. Thanks everyone. As always, if you stuck around this long, then you're a real fucking trooper, and I appreciate the fuck out of you. We're 2.5 in. If y'all got any questions, concerns, reach out. Dante can be found at bjj.wiki. Steve can be found at thor.bentley on Instagram. All of these on Instagram. And collectively, we're on Colompton Beer Club on Instagram. Otherwise, this wine is doing it, son. You can get another box next week. The Instagram money.
What happens? You got wine and clown shoes and 3 Floyds, and I mean this low key added a little something.
Yeah, no, it didn't. Like it hydrated me.
Low key added.
Yeah, okay. But otherwise, yeah. Thank you everyone for all the support and then listening. So, Steve,
Good soup, yo.
I'll see y'all around, bitch.